Welcome everyone to this Thursday night production of the Frailyard Group in Style Esports Season 3. I am going to be your play-by-play caster this evening. My name is Baymax. I will be joined on the cast with our fabulous and fantastic color caster going by the name of Timmy Westside. How's it going, Timmy?
Pretty good, Baymax. Thank you very much for those kind words. Looking forward to these sets of games here. Both teams are undefeated, so whoever ends up winning this series will be the top of the Freljord group. This has been pro drafted, so we're going to see picks hopefully coming in pretty quick here. We have Mordekaiser and we have a Poppy Jungle, which is actually pretty interesting, but it was actually counterpicked to this pick, the Zac. So something you have to keep out for is the Poppy W, especially in the early game with the Zac Elastic Slingshot that does block that engage. So to see how Gomi Clash Gang works around that as we get here into the second ban phase.
Yep, Gomi Clash Gang is on red side and Anime Avengers on blue side for game one of this best of three. Like Timmy said, this was pro drafted, and so all these picks, they aren't being picked in the proper order. Everything was already been picked, and people are just locking in their champions. You mentioned the Poppy Jungle. I want to talk about that a little bit because, like you said, it is a counter into the Zac. I also didn't see the pro draft so far, but I'm guessing it may also be a counter to something else picked up by Anime Avengers if they were to grab a Lucian or maybe a Nautilus or something, but looks like it's probably going to be the Misfortune for Cyndaquil, which, by the way, we did see a pentakill on Misfortune yesterday in our broadcast, and you know, moving into this patch, into 10.11, which is the current patch we are on right now, I speculated that I thought Misfortune was not going to be as good. You know, she's been a dominance force, a very, very strong AD carry pick for patch after patch after patch, month after month. It feels like forever, right? She's been strong for so long at this point. A lot of other AD carries got buffed up, so maybe not as strong in comparison anymore, but still definitely a very good pick. And you know what? I was right. Nautilus ended up getting locked in for Reggie. So Poppy not only good against Broken Stoner Zac in the jungle, able to block out that Elastic Slingshot, but also pretty good into Nautilus, right? Because Dredgeline, a key component of Dredgeline is that it drags Nautilus to whoever the target he hits is, and that is a dash. That can be blocked by Poppy's Steadfast Presence. So it's actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty decent counter because it keeps the Nautilus from getting in range to use his auto attack and get his passive stun off. So I do kind of like the Poppy Jungle pick here.
Yeah, I could see how in this niche case it's definitely a good counter pick, especially with the two things that Anime Avengers have, because just like taking a quick look at Anime Avengers team comp, this is a huge team fight wombo combo. You have the cannon, the Orianna, the Zac, the Nautilus, and then the bullet time MF ultimate on top of that. Just crazy amounts of AoE team fight damage. If they're able to get a good engage off and just able to stun multi-members, that can be huge team fight victory. So I think this Poppy's actually extremely important in this game. If Kind Words Only is able to facilitate his team correctly and able to counter a lot of the engage that Anime Avengers have, I think that they have a good chance to be able to counter a lot of that team fight threat. But this Poppy ends up falling behind or is not able to be in the right place at the right time, I can see how Anime Avengers will just start wiping multiple members of Gomi Clash Gang off the map very quickly.
Can definitely see that as being a possibility. And one other potential concern for Gomi Clash Gang is they've got to get, like you said, they've got to get to that point where Kind Words Only is strong enough on this Poppy to just say, nope, you're getting slammed into the wall. I'm not dealing with their Slicing Maelstrom right now, or I'm not dealing with the Let's Bounce right now, or I'm not dealing with your Dredgeline right now. I'm just getting you out of this fight. He's got to get strong enough to do that, which means you can't fall too far behind early. And looking at the draft right now, it looks like Gomi Clash Gang have sort of drafted a composition that is only strong in the top lane early on, right? Bot lane probably not going to have pressure. Mid lane probably not going to have pressure. Poppy Jungle actually can do a surprising amount of damage, but when paired with lanes that aren't as strong early on, aren't likely to have as much pressure early on, I can definitely see him having a hard time getting some stuff done early. So we'll see what happens. I think Anime Avengers, they're probably going to be looking to punch first, punch hard, punch around the boss side of the map, punch around Dragon, right? Get some shockwave combos off between Unstoppable, between Broken Stoner, and break open this game early if they can. Because in my view, they definitely get outscaled, but you only get outscaled if the game lasts long enough, right? If you can end the game in 20, 25, 30 minutes, outscaling doesn't matter because the game doesn't get to that point. And so many games do only last 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think thankfully Gomi Clash Gang does have a good amount of win conditions for their own. I think if Poppy spends a lot of time mid lane early game, she's able to get the Ziggs ahead, and Gomi Clash Gang is able to split into like a 1-3-1 sort of comp with the Mord and Ziggs out in the side lanes, because Mord is very great 1v1 and the split push, and then Ziggs also just takes towers incredibly quickly once he gets his Lich Bane especially. So if they're able to split the map up and basically kind of counter what Anime Avengers wants to do, they should have a good chance at being able to break the game open. If they stay spread out enough, they should be able to counter some more of that team fight threat that Anime Avengers does have.
And we can talk a little bit more about the Ziggs pick too. You mentioned it there. Ziggs is sort of a long-range siege type champion, right? He's in the same vein as Xerath and Vel'Koz. Champions like that generally excel when they're playing against champions that are, short to mid range and don't have a lot of sustain. And that is sort of the team composition that Comfy Dog is playing the Ziggs into. So, like you said, if Comfy Dog does get ahead, it could definitely become a problem for Anime Avengers. But is he going to get ahead? Because he's playing against an Orianna. And Orianna is a pretty strong laner she's a pretty she is a pretty strong laner in her own right. You throw a Zac on top of that, right? You have Broken Stoner flying in from downtown, and you got the Let's Bounce, you got the Shockwave combo. That makes it even harder to mount any sort of aggression from the mid lane from Comfy Dog to get ahead, to look for picks, look for kills, look for poke, look for farm, all that stuff, because he's always constantly under threat of that Orianna Zac combo.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on the mid lane early, as it looks like Gomi Clash Gang is gonna 5-man in this bush near the blue buff, and Anime Avengers is also kind of 5-manning. We'll see if they end up meeting up here. So it looks like Anime Avengers is gonna walk around, so we'll have to see. Gomi Clash King did put a ward next to the blue buff, so they're gonna see this.
Oh, they're gonna walk into this.
Having an initial fight here.
I think this is bad news for Anime Avengers. They're gonna walk right into a Leona level 1, a massive Mordekaiser Shield as passive as proc. That's already one dead. The Let's Bounce passive proc. Now Reggie running for his life. Ignites, taking him down. First blood, a Comfy Dog. Kovacs almost gonna die, but holds on to his flash. The discipline on this man. Now Keimer's only trading one back onto the blob. Sora Riven standing tall, trying to keep some damage out. Another kill, a heroic charge into the wall. Keimer's only is gonna get traded back, but that's 4 kills. 4 kills in favor of Gomi Clash Gang. Now flashes over the wall, Unstoppable and Jing Chang trading flashes, but to no avail. Unstoppable MVP will get himself to safety. A 4-1 start to the game in favor of Gomi Clash Gang.
Yeah, Jin Chang with a little bit of an unfortunate flash there, and ends up getting Blastcone out of the way, but Gomi Clash Gang just getting a ton of free kills there. This Ziggs, you said Ziggs falls a little bit behind if the Orianna is able to pressure him. Well, now he has the kill and 3 assists, so thankfully the Orianna did get a kill on the other side, so it's not going to be too much of a swing there, but this is definitely going to help. This is definitely going to help Poppy too. She already has her jungle item, so she's definitely be able to clear a lot faster, and this is just going to put Zac farther behind, and like we said, with the Poppy kind of being a niche little counterpick to the Zac, this is definitely just going to help Gomi Clash Gang in the early game.
I am really excited to see what Kind Words only can get done on this Poppy pick. Clearly picking something off meta like this, you'd hope that he's got some degree of comfort on it, or he's got a little bit of a bone to pick, a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, trying to say, hey, I can do this, I can play this champion, I can make it work. And now he's got a lead, right? You said it right there. He started with his jungle item. That's huge. Now looking bot lane, Zenith Blade from preference onto Reggie, taunted up for so long, doesn't have the flash available on Cyndaquil, as a lot of these piercing arrow, the Rangers focus auto attacks coming through from Jing Chang. But at the end of the day, no death's gonna go over. Nobody wanting to fully commit to a fight, but yeah, I'm excited to see what Kind Words only can get done in this Poppy. Poppy can do a surprising amount of damage, even more likely to do so with such a strong start to the game.
Yeah, Poppy does have a surprising amount of burst if she's able to stun you into the wall, as the lanes are just kind of an even state right now, just farming. Anime Avengers is able to get the push top lane, and Zach is up there. But it looks like the junglers are desynced here, so they'll just end up trading Scuttle
Syndico's
Crabs.
got no flash, flash into a Zenith Blade. It looks like Kindred's only might not even be needed for this kill, but guess what? He is here anyway. Now Reggie trying to play bodyguard for Cyndaquil. Not going to get anything done, though. 2 kills going over, 1 onto Jing Ching and 1 onto Kind Words only. 2 kills for Gomi Clash Gang.
Yeah, just from bad to worse for Anime Avengers here. Double kill in the bot lane. 1 to the jungler, 1 to the Ashe. So this Ashe is now starting to pick up a little bit of farm, and the MF did have to pick up double Doran's Blade here, which isn't always a bad thing, but the issue is, so she's going to get a little bit more lane power here, which is like, which is good to have, but the issue is now she's going to have even longer until she's able to hit her first 4 items, so this is just kind of putting her further behind, but it's kind of needed because of the fact that she's already 0-2 at only 4 minutes into the game, so have to take a look at this and see if that ends up hurting Anime Avengers in the long run.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I definitely think it could, right? Because double Doran's Blade, normally you're picking those items up, you want to get aggressive. Cyndaquil is pretty behind. He lost, what, a wave and a half, maybe even 2 waves for dying there. And that's not not the first time he died. It's the second time he's died. Kill went over to Jing Ching. Kill went over to Preference. You know, so are the double Doran's Blades going to help him get anything done is kind of the question. Or are they just delaying his item spikes that he's going to need to be impactful for the mid game, to be impactful with a bullet time? So that's sort of the question right now. But looking at the map, we were concerned for Gomi Clash Gang's early game. They are coming out of the gate swinging so hard. I think things are looking so good for them. Now mid lane, Elastic Slingshot onto Comfy Dog, flash out from under turret. Comfy Dog still holding that flash of his own, gonna end up using it, but here comes Preference and Kind Words only a roam up from the support for Gomi Clash Gang. Unstoppable AP didn't know it hit him. Another kill for Gomi.
Yeah, this is just going very well for Gomi Clash Gang. This is basically exactly what they wanted to happen. They just want to get their side lanes ahead. The fact that pretty much every lane's winning now is just huge, obviously, but that's pretty much it in any team comp. But the fact that they're able to shut down these big team fights, or these team fighters, they are going to be able to be on the map earlier, be able to set up the split push earlier, and you're just going to be able to put Ziggs and Mordekaiser in the side lanes, and they're going to be so strong that you're basically going to need to send 2 members to stop one of them, and then you're just going to end up losing your mid lane. So the fact that it's going so well so early for Gomi Clash Gang is definitely a bad sign.
Sora Riven dying 1v1. Kovacs finding another kill. Timmy, I'm sorry if I cut you off on your point there. Remember, these teams, these are the top teams in the Freljord group. These are the strongest teams. These are the only teams that are currently undefeated. And guess what? Right now, Gomi Clash Gang is making mincemeat of Anime Avengers, and they're doing it with sort of an off-meta weirdo team comp style, and I'm loving it. I'm here for it right now.
Yeah, to be honest, I do think that they have a lot of good counters.
Oh, that's a nice shockwave mid lane on the Comfy Dog. Nice shockwave, but Kindred's only has arrived. Both junglers making their presence known, but only one of those junglers is 3-1 on Poppy. But 3-1 on Poppy, you know, not quite enough to overcome a level down on Unstoppable. Kindred's only, unfortunately, forced to sulk away from that mid lane.
Yeah, Poppy already has his completed jungle item. It's at 6 minutes into the game. That's kind of ridiculous. So the fact that she's able to just get so much extra health for these counter ganks, unfortunately, she's just there a tad bit too late. And Comfy Dog is not at his flash, but we see him teleport here.
In trouble. Nice heroic charge into the wall. The teleport from Comfy Dog just so that he can try to secure the kill. Looks like he is gonna get it. I thought after some fancy footwork from Unstoppable, he might get out of that one alive, but all's well that ends well. Kill traded back over onto Comfy Dog.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the worst thing that could happen for Gomi Clash Gang, or Anime Avengers, excuse me. They basically want to just, even trading 1 for 1 here, it would be okay, but I think losing all that wave, because she's going to end up probably losing a plate here if Zach does not intervene, which is just not what you want, because Ziggs takes towers so effectively, and if he's able to get it low enough, as Broken Stunner is going in.
It's a Zach, so, yeah. Top lane, though, Kovacs, he's got the Death Realm, and he's not afraid to use it. Sora Riven trying to get himself out of dodge, using the Slicing Maelstrom. He's looking for the 1v1, but there's just no damage being dealt at all to Kovacs. He is a monster on this metal machine of a champion. Now Sora running for his life. Might be able to get himself out of that one. Looking back in the boss side of the map, Kindred's only but more than he can chew. In Broken Stoner's jungle, shutdown. Going over to the Blob Man. And now Comfy Dog, he's next in line. Another shockwave, a nice shockwave. The second nice shockwave of the game for Unstoppable MVP means another kill traded back over for Anime Avengers. And somehow, someway, Sora Riven got out alive.
Yeah, great job by Anime Avengers. Is Leona was looking for a little bit of engage, but did not find it there, and they ended up using the Astral too. So it looks like now Anime Avengers is also going to be able to pick up this Drake here. So that was a pretty big swing in the other direction. It was almost a 3K gold.
Preference, I don't know if you want this fight. Zenith played onto Reggie. Preference is deep. There is a teleport coming through from Kovacs. He's strong, but he's got no ultimate. Dragon has gone down. Broken Stoner very low in the pit. No passive Ignite. Gonna bring him down. Now a nice nice heroic charge into the wall, forcing Cyndaquil's flash and cleanse, but he is going to get out of that one alive.
Yeah, thankfully Anime Avengers was able to pick up the Drake there, and it ended up being a 2-for-1, and so in the overall big team fight, it was still a 3-for-2, which is not the worst, especially considering they picked up the Drake, but the goal lead has gone up to about 2K here, so I have to keep an eye on if Anime Avengers ends up falling farther behind. It looks like Poppy's going to help push out the wave bot to get Jing Chang a nice reset. He has a lot of gold on him, and he should be close to that Bork already.
Yeah, Bork is a nice power spec for sure on Jing Chang. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, right? Ash, not really a very strong early game champion. So, what was that?
He only has about 2K. It's not quite enough yet.
Not quite. Close, though. Going to pick up a recurve bow and a Bilgewater Cutlass.
Yeah, I think after the Vamp Scepter, you need about, I think it's, let me do the math. I think it's 2,200. He only about 2,100, so he was just a little bit off, but or 2,400, excuse me. So he was a few hundred gold off, but it was.
Ooh, Timmy, look at what's happening here. Unstoppable MVP rotating up through the river topside. He does have the shockwave. It looks like some smart pings and a little bit of a control ward in the river there. I mean that Gomi Clash Gang are going to be aware of Anime Avengers shenanigans. Still though, Anime Avengers definitely a priority over this top side of the map. Not so much bot lane though. A nice solar flare into a Zenith Blade into an enchanted crystal arrow. No flash, no cleanse. Cyndaquil, you are out of here.
Yeah, I think if Conrad's only was able to get that stun to the wall, that the MF would have been actually CC'd the entire time. So wasn't quite able to get that, but still very dead MF. No sums on her, and they're going to be able to get a place to your bottom. Not quite the.
I definitely questioning what Broken Stoner's trying to go for here. This is not a 1 versus 2 you want to take, bro. That's a Mordekaiser with a Death Realm, and not Broken Stoner. Maybe understanding just how dead he might be about to be, or is he? Kovacs not quite able to find the kill in his own ultimate. A nice slicing maelstrom from Sora Riven. I stand corrected. Broken Stoner, you lived longer than I thought you would. A kill for Anime Avengers.
Yeah, Zig's barely getting away from the Warana there too, so Anime Avengers is fighting back a little bit here. That was kind of a weird engage by the Zac. The Kennen was super low and had an entire wave under his tower, but was able to clear that up enough, and the fact that Zac just lived so long and was able to bait out bait for the Kennen ultimate was just barely enough, as we see a little bit of a gank in mid here.
I'm surprised there was no heroic charge coming out there. I wonder if it was on cooldown, or maybe if Comfy Dog just said, hey, we see Broken Stoner there. We don't want to fight this. I'm low. Let's back out. Bot lane, though. Preference definitely wants to fight it. Jing Ching leading with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Reggie just too far away and only level 5 cannot help keep his 80 carry alive. That is a lot of engage from Gomi.
Yeah, I think Preference was using the Zenith Blade, predicting the flash.
Unstoppable heroic charge into the wall mid lane. Kynred's only forcing the flash, and he's looking for more. Is he gonna find it? I don't know if he actually wants to hit. That Keeper's Verdict ends up saving it. Herald going over to Broken Stoner, who is on the map nearby. Unstoppable AP almost has Shockwave back alive again. Not going to live quite long enough to get it off. A nice bomb from Comfy Dog's going to secure that kill. Now Broken Stoner running for his life while Sora Riven is doing his best to kite out Kovacs, keep him on the side of this fight. Kovacs might be the one finding himself in trouble here. No Death Realm, no Flash. He's got no way out. Sora Riven is going to pick up this kill in just a short second here. That's, I think you take those if you're Anime Avengers.
Yeah, they're down about 3K here, but I definitely think you do take these kind of little trades because you definitely don't want the side lanes to get too strong and be basically unkillable in the 1v1. If Sora Riven is ever like unable to contest either the Ziggs or the Mordekaiser, or your Orion is unable to contest either of those two champions in the side lane, later into the game, then you have a real problem in your hands. So as long as they're able to stay close enough where they're not just going to get pushed in the side lanes and be unable to team fight at all, they should be okay. So just getting these little trades is honestly okay for Anime Avengers in my book. And they also picked up the Rift there, which is, a little bit of an inherent gold if they're able to use that in the next minute or so to get the extra plates.
Yeah, especially with dragon spawning on the map, right? Second dragon of the game. If Anime Avengers want to be pressuring Dragon Soul, which I think they do, what team doesn't like pressuring Dragon Soul? Getting that Herald is going to help to open up the map and get some pressure so that they can look to do that. And maybe we'll see the Herald get dropped mid lane, maybe bot lane. Probably mid lane. Mid lane is usually where you want to see the turret damage, right? Because breaking open mid lane turret ends up giving you the most access to the map. And with dragons spawning here, it's actually Gomi Clash Gang with the inside track. Anime Avengers are not ready to answer. A nice bullet time from Cyndaquil is going to potentially stall a little bit of the engage, but it doesn't matter. Ching Ching on a rampage as Reggie is the first to fall. Cyndaquil, the next in line. Preference slowly running him down. Zenith going to pick up the kill. Might be a little bit too deep, though. Jing Chang running backwards. The Kite's preference out of this one, but a nice stun from Sora River, and the Thundering Shurikens are going to land. Gomi Clash Gang forced to sort of limp back, while mid lane, Anime Avengers are looking for a dive, looking for a turret. They aren't going to quite find it, though. Turret drops so low, and Comfy Dog still barely alive, picking up 2 more kills for Gomi Clash Gang. Now Dragon can definitely go over.
Yeah, mid there, they decided to drop the Herald, so they kind of just left the bot lane to die there. And then Ziggs was barely able to survive, and because he's a Ziggs, he was just able to chuck his Qs from about halfway across the map. And he had a really nice Q at the end there to kill the Orana as she was trying to run away. I think if he missed that, she probably would have gone away, and then just getting the Zac passive out on the tower. And even being able to save the tower is just huge, because the fact that they can still get this first tower gold can potentially really just help them snowball even farther, as they're already up a little more than 3k gold.
Sora Riven in the Death Realm, slicing Maelstrom, not going to save him. That's another kill going over to Kovacs, a solo kill. First solo kill in a while. Could be fairly important. Talk about the side lane importance. Now looking towards the bot side jungle, Reggie getting slammed into the wall. He's a little bit too far forward, trying to ward a nice enchanted crystal arrow. It looks like Jing Chang just cannot miss. Reggie's got nowhere to go, but he's going to try. Questionable flash over the wall, if I'm being honest, but kind words only. Just going to follow him right on over and pick up another kill for himself.
That flash is probably worth from the Nautilus. I would say that Poppy not having flash is probably better. It's probably better to not have both Nautilus and Poppy to not have flash than both of them to have flash, because the Nautilus was going to die there anyway. So, now you don't have the Poppy E flash engages, which can be pretty big, but yeah, that's so.
Yeah, but Kybers only did not have to flash over that wall. He could have just let somebody else pick up the kill. That was greedy. Yeah. That was greedy. He's like, my kill. I want it.
Yeah, I'm probably a little greedy, but I would say definitely, a little bit better for Anime Avengers that he did flash over the wall. But I think that solo kill top lane is really big, because now this cannon basically can't side lane against this Mordekaiser, which is going to be a huge problem later in the game for Anime Avengers. So unless they're able to just force a bunch of team fights, that's really going to be problematic for them if Mort is able to just push freely into this cannon, which it looks like he'll be.
Yeah, Kennan's job is normally just sort of to survive the early game and try to scale up, but I don't think he's going to end up winning the side lane at any point, like you were saying. Now Reggie caught up, trying to defend his turret. Kindbridge only as a rat. Comfy Dog on a killing spree. The mid and jungle roaming down for Gomi. Cyndaquil is surely going to fall as well. Preference picking up that one with an ignite. Now Broken Stoner flashing forward with the Let's Bounce, trying to make something happen. Knocks Preference into an unpreferable location, but one kill traded back for another. Comfy Dog picking up his 6th kill of the game, a 3-for-1 in favor of Gomi.
Yeah, so this is just turning into bad to worse for Anime Avengers here. The Ziggs is extremely fed. The Ashe is extremely fed. This Mordekaiser is still huge compared to this cannon. So the fact that they're just able to get their split push off here really early, if once Ziggs is able to finish his Lich Bane, he'll basically be melting tower. Plates are gone. So Anime Avengers are definitely going to be wary of that. And the issue is that they're not really going to be able to stop 2 lanes at the same time, with the fact that this Ziggs is just so incredibly fed, and he's probably going to be able to get the tower mid here with his W charge.
There you go. Satchel charge. Ooh. Sora taken to the Death Realm again, but I think Kovacs might actually be the one in trouble. He's got no Death's Grasp. He wasted it before the start of this fight. Now slicing Maelstrom means that Sora is turning this fight on its head. That's a big cooldown for Kovacs to not have.
Yeah, so you see a little bit of a miscap play from the Mordekaiser. So maybe it's not as doomed for Ken as as I once thought. But yeah, if he's pretty much just able to hit the cannon with his Q and his E, then it should pretty much be a kill every
Ooh.
time. It really can't get away. Is very close crystal arrow.
Yeah, Kovacs dropping so low, but Sora Riven could just as easily have been the dead one. Now looking into Anime Avengers jungle, Kind Words only looking to pick a fight and get aggressive. Preference at his side. Broken Stoner and Sora forced to run away. A steadfast presence preventing the Proto Belt, forcing Sora Riven's flash. Now stuck under turret with a 6-2 Poppy bearing down on him. Sora is seeing his life flash before his eyes, and there it goes. Sora dying under turret to Kind Words only, but the fight isn't over yet. Preference looking like he might want to go for more, but most of Anime Avengers have arrived ready to support their jungler. It looks like that kill is likely the only one going to be going over for now.
I really like this lane swap by Anime Avengers. They definitely want to try to, split push and spread out across the map. So being able to pick up the Rift Field here with their bot lane up here first, they did decide to fight a little bit, but they did end up getting the numbers advantage, and the Zac and Orianna had to reset, so this should be a free field here, and this is definitely going to help them just potentially get this top turret. And then they'll have all 3 outer turrets, which is just going to give them a ton of extra vision control, which will really just help them keep the split push going and let them push even farther up into the.
Not dragon spawning. I liked the rotation when Herald was up, but now I don't like it so much. Cyndaquil and Reggie still on the top side of the map with Dragon in contention. Kovacs, though, Shockwave onto Kovacs, finds himself in a 1v2 with no Death Realm available, only just now spawning. Teleport coming through from Comfy Dog, and it looks like Gomi Clash Gang are looking to secure a fight over this Dragon. They don't want to give it up for free, and Cyndaquil still nowhere nearby, unstoppable with no Shockwave. I'm sure this is a fight Gomi can win if Sora Riven wants to pick it, waiting on the side with the slicing maelstrom. Is this a fight Anime Avengers want to take? I think the answer is no, but they might have something else to say. As Gomi Clash Gang drag this dragon out, Sora Riven looking for a flank, Solar Flare coming out, Chadwick Crystal going to go wide, into the back line goes Broken Stoner, but too little, too late, Dragon's gone down. A nice bullet time, going to pick up 1 kill into Preference, but got to be quickly traded back onto Sora Riven by a nice Rangers focus auto attack coming through from Jing Chang, and now it's Anime Avengers on the run. They are wiped after that fight. Kovacs finding another kill for himself in the Death Realm. He has bided his time, he's looking for more, got Reggie in his sights, but probably going to be able to get out of this one with a pretty nice dredge line to the wall. Kovacs Death's Grasp available in 4 seconds, but yeah, can't keep up. So what was that? I think a 2-for-1 in favor of Gomi, and they got Dragon.
Yeah, the cannon ult just got flashed away from, just barely, not able to catch out Jing Chang or Comfy Dog. So both of them being able to get out of the cannon ult and just not get stunned, and the Jin Chang was just able to basically free hit from the backline. He cut it out very well, just able to get out a ton of damage. And the fact that this Poppy is so incredibly strong, you just saw how unkillable that Poppy was. The fact that she already has 7 kills makes this a huge ask for Anime Avengers to rip through her, especially just her frontlining in front of Jin Chang and Ziggs, who are both fed in their own right. So definitely a hard ask for Anime Avengers to get through, but if they're able to get some of these ults off and able to get a lot of these team fight abilities off, they do have a good chance to win these team fights. It's just with flash up on the carries of Gomi Clash Game, it makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, and you mentioned it early, but just how far ahead the carries from Gomi are, right? 6-2 on Comfy Dog. CS actually relatively even, but still, that's a lot of kill gold. Bot lane as well, 5-0. 5-0 for Jing Chang. He is up 2,500 gold on Cyndaquil. That's basically an entire item. Now looking towards the top side of the map, a nice bullet time to clear the wave. Jing Chang gonna drop a little bit low, but there is nothing for the stretching strike to swing him back on. And the flank coming through from Kind Words. Kind Words is so tanky on this Poppy, but it looks like he's not looking for a dive right now. He's just trying to pressure Anime Avengers off of this turret. But Anime Avengers, they're trading one away bot side.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just a little bit of back and forth. Should be able to get the top tower here for Gomi Clash Gang. Poppy is sitting on the side. It looks like this will just be the tower going. Looks like a little bit of a fight.
Yeah, nice elastic slingshot out of Preference. Preference a little bit too far forward. Stone plate forced to flash a wave with the aftershock. A nice cleanse from Cyndaquil for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Teleport coming through from Sora Riven. He got the Slicing Maelstrom available. Kind Words only, just Keeper's verdicting him right out of that fight. Ooh, love taps not doing quite enough damage. Kindred's only just slinking out of that one just barely. Still, though, a one fight for Anime Avengers.
Yeah, definitely a good fight for Anime Avengers there. They did have to expend the flash, or not the flash, the teleport of the cannon, but I still think that's worth being able to get the 1-for-0. Even though they did lose the tower, they might look to turn on the Baron. Looks like just a full reset, and I think the Rift Herald cooldown ended up running out, so she had to just use that in base. So we'll see what they're able to do with that, but might be able to get a mid tower if Ziggs is able to push it out. Although it looks like it's going bot lane, so Mordekaiser can keep the wave push. They could potentially get something out of this Rift Herald, but I think you would have preferred if that had been able to go mid lane. But running out of the cooldown, you just have to. It's better to use it than not use it at all.
If we had a Honeyed Mead sponsorship, you had better believe that I would be shilling it, but unfortunately, we do not. So I'm sorry, Mr. Heart Fractures. I wish I could deliver, but I can't at this point in time. Maybe in the future. Maybe that could happen. Unlucky.
Yeah, so just want to look into what Animators can potentially do to come back in this game. So right now, Gomi Clash Game just has a huge hold on this game, and you can just see what the split push power is doing. They're basically able to just run it down bot lane and then able to just push out mid lane, because look at how many members they have to send bot lane to stop this Rift Herald and this Mordekaiser. So if they have a good chance to come back, they should probably try to force a team fight and try to get into a position where they're able to hit the cannon ult without having the flash of Ziggs and Ash up for about another 2 minutes. So if they could look to contest down here near this dragon, they can maybe potentially get a team fight, and that's their best way.
I want to point out also that Comfy Dog was on the top side of the map. He has rotated down now, but a teleport flank from a Ziggs is not necessarily the scariest thing in the world. So if you can pick a fight while he is on the other side of the map, not a terrible idea. But right now, looks like Gomi might be in a little bit of a pincer here. Anime Avengers hiding in the bush, trying to make something happen, but Gomi, they have the flank coming through from Kindbird's only. A nice solar flare of 3, followed up by Crystal Arrow of Heroic Charge is going to prevent... Oh, forcing the flash from Cynical. I'm sorry, my things froze for a second. I'm losing track of some of those happening in the fight, but preference dropped so low. Eventually going to go down. Brokenstone are picking up that kill, but it looks like Anime Avengers probably on the run from this one. Kovacs looking for another fight, taking Cynical into the Death Realm and killing him mercilessly. Reggie now on the run, depth charge. I don't know if he was saving it for next game or saving it for that exact moment there, but does manage to use it to get himself out alive. Still, though, another one team fight for Gomi, and Dragon is going to go over. All right, Timmy's screen apparently froze, so I'm going to keep showing because my screen froze for a second too, but I am back and he's not, so don't you love technical difficulties? They are hilariously fun. But anyway, Dragon going over. Third Dragon of the game now for Gomi Clash Game. That is obviously a big objective. They are now able to threaten Dragon Soul, and with 2 members of Anime Avengers still dead, it looks like they are thinking about starting up this Baron. No vision in the area from Anime Avengers. They don't know. They have no idea. Blue side jungle is totally worded out by Gomi Clash Gang. There's nothing that Anime Avengers can do right now. You see Unstoppable MVP and Reggie beginning to clear out some of this vision, but Baron is melting way too quick with a 2-item Jing Chang, just murdering it, bringing it to its knees. That is a nice Baron coming through from Gomi Clash Gang. Any word yet on Timmy? Timmy coming back? Is he He's working on it. Okay. All right, he's working on it. We're gonna have Timmy back in just a few short minutes. So hang tight. You'll have to listen to me ramble on until then. But I promise I'll try my best to not be boring. Nice Mega Inferno Bomb mid lane so that Gomi can end up saving this mid lane turret. Gomi haven't actually lost a turret yet in this game, which is sort of surprising, right? 3 outer turrets, all almost comically low on HP, but all still standing. I think that's the second time a Super Mega Inferno Bomb has actually saved the turret's life. So, we take those. We definitely take those if you're Gomi trying to keep that gold lead. And you know what? They do have a gold lead to keep, right? Looking at the gold in this game, 48, almost 49,000 to 42,000. Nice enchanted crystal arrow, but is there any follow-up mid lane? Seems like a little bit of wasted cooldown there. from Jing Chang. I like the proactivity, though, trying to make something happen. Bot side of the map as well. Kovacs walking in these Baron buff minions, trying to pressure this bot lane turret. I have to imagine it's not going to be long before Anime Avengers begin to start bleeding out some of these objectives. Sora Riven trying to make a stand, trying to do what he can, but Broken Stoner has been dragged bot lane, which only means that the rest of Gomi is free to push mid lane. A nice Zenith Blade onto the back line. Cyndaquil, Unstoppable piece, so far forward, forced to flash out, is going to stay alive by a little bit of time for his team, but now pushing the mid lane inhibitor turret. The turret's going to fall just as quickly as the wave has arrived. Broken Stoner on the side of the kill, on the side of the fight, a kill going over in favor of Gomi. A nice flank, a slicing maelstrom, but there's just no damage there. The bullet time, the slicing maelstrom, none of these ultimates are doing anything to mitigate the pressure coming through from Gomis. They are wiping the entire fight. They are wiping the game. They are wiping Anime Avengers base. A 3-for-1. Anime Avengers on the back foot as Gomi Clash Gang are looking to end this game. Kovacs unstoppable. First Nexus turret gonna go down, a flash forward. The volley doing actually a surprising amount of damage from Jing Chang, but it's really for the slow. Picking up another kill onto this AD carry. That's gonna be the end of the game. First Nexus turret dead, second Nexus turret dead, Nexus exploding. Gomi Clash Gang expanding their empire. They are now the only undefeated team in the Freljord group.
Yeah, I think I'm back. I was able to watch at least the last few seconds of the game. So there's a thunderstorm going through my area. That's probably part of the reason why my internet's being a little spotty. But yeah, great close out there by Gomi Clash Gang, just able to rip through, just basically stop all the team fight threat that Anime Avengers have, and just snowball that game out of control. So great win for them, and clearly you can see why they're undefeated in this.
You can definitely see why they're undefeated. With the new season 3 style of grouping these teams, the Freljord group is sort of near the bottom in terms of skill level, but Gomi Clash Gang, I think they might have what it takes to compete with that next highest region, right? To compete with whoever is threatened with relegation in the Piltover group. That was honestly a pretty good performance, all things considered. Anime Avengers, they aren't chumps, right? Like, they were the other undefeated team in this group. They have looked pretty strong in some of their other games, but Gomi Clash Gang, they just came out swinging here. It was honestly pretty impressive.
Yeah, I like some of those off meta more picks, the Poppy especially. I think they definitely did have a lot of good counters to what Anime Avengers would want to do. You had the Leona ult to stop the bullet time if they ever got a nice engage with that team fight Anime Avengers did, and the Poppy just being able to stop the Nautilus, the Zac engage. I think actually just the fact that they seem to pick a few good niche counters and end up working out in their favor, and especially because they were able to snowball the game so hard. Their Anime Avengers team fight threat was basically useless because even later in the game you saw they didn't even win a team fight because they were so far behind.
All right, well, that'll do it for game number 1 of tonight, but don't go anywhere because this is a best of 3. It is not a best of 1. As hyped as I was for Gomi winning that game, they have yet to cement their lead as the only team to be undefeated so far. Sure, Anime Avengers may have lost game number 1 of the series, but the series is far from over. They could look to bring it back in game number 2, and we are going to see if that is exactly what they can do in just a few short minutes. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. We are allegedly live, and I really hope that's true because I'm about to go into my intro here. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Style Esports Frail Yard Group game versus Gomi Clash Gang versus Anime Avengers. We are in game number 2 of an exciting best of 3. I am your play-by-play caster, Mr. Baymax, and I am joined at the casting booth, or the metaphorical casting booth. I am joined by my friend Timmy Westside. How's it going, Timmy?
Still doing pretty good, Baymax. Hoping that these storms outside stay at bay a little bit longer so we can at least get through this series. Another Pro Drafter game, we did switch sides. Gomi Clash Gang is now on the blue side, and Anime Avengers is on the red. So hope to see these picks come through pretty quickly. And actually, a little bit of surprise here, a little bit of suspense. What's it going to be? Drum roll. Should be a Taric. They're funneling. So yeah, I don't know if we've seen any funnel this season yet. I don't know if there was any played in the previous Style Esports season, but
I have never seen this in Style Esports. I have never seen this in Style Esports, so we'll see.
Yes. So yeah, I don't really play too much of funnel. I don't play mid or jungle, so it's not really something that I play too often. But I do know how it works. So they're gonna want to try to basically just push out mid lane. And then the Taric's just going to follow you around, and he's just going to farm all the jungle. And then once mid slowly start pushing back towards the tower, they'll catch the wave. You know, you'll get all the farm. So, right, did end up nerfing funnel a bit, and the Yi should get reduced gold and XP, but it's still good enough where it's still viable to work. So if Anime Avengers are able to counter it with coordination, you can counter pretty easily, but the issue is in solo queue, it's a lot harder to counter because you don't really talk to each other. So we'll see what Anime Avengers decides to do into this.
Yeah, whoops. Sorry about my mic fell over. You can probably hear that. I apologize. We'll see what Anime Avengers can end up doing into this. You know, my personal experience with funneling is in solo queue. I feel like a lot of people are terrified of funneling. But whenever I play against it, I would say maybe 8 out of 10 times I feel like whichever team is funneling just runs it down. So, me personally, I'm not too scared of the funnel. I think especially if you've got champions that are good at staying safe, good at waiting out the Taric R, then you can be especially good at fighting against the funnel. And Anime Avengers, they have a good team for that, right? They've got a relatively safe AD carry, pretty safe mid laner, pretty tanky jungle and top laner. So it's possible that Gomi Clash Gang are going to have a really hard time getting rolling with this team comp with the funnel going on, but we'll see. You know, I've been wrong before. One thing I will say is I don't think Olaf is especially good into Master Yi because the Ragnarok is basically useless. In fact, it lowers your resistances, so it makes it even easier for Master Yi to shred you. And the Anime Avengers have drafted a team that has very little crowd control, which is also scary because sort of the one way to keep a Master Yi from running at you while he's got that cosmic radiance around him from Taric is to CC him, because you can't kill him and he's running at Mach 10. It's hard to kite away from him. You can maybe look to CC him, but there's not a lot of CC from Anime Avengers, so they definitely might struggle to deal with this funnel.
Yeah, we're just keep going on about the funnel. Keep going on about the funnel. The best ways that Anime Avengers can counter this. So, what funnel tries to do is just be able to farm up ridiculous amounts of gold early. So you're basically able to hit. Master is just able to hit a spike way sooner. But the counterpoint to that is he's not really going to be ganking any lanes. So the side lanes are pretty much on their own. You know, top is going to be an island, bot's going to be an island. So this Olaf can look to invade the jungle with LeBlanc and 2v2 in the jungle, and if they're able to get push in either their top or bot lane, they're able to bring those members too. So they're able to find the Master Yi and the Taric and take them down with more members, or just Olaf and LeBlanc. And also, Olaf should be able to gank top and bot pretty freely. There really won't be any counter gank coming through unless Yi happens to be like farming his Gromp when Olaf decides to gank top lane. But if they're able to just like see when pushing in, Yi has to catch the wave, so they should be able to freely gank top or bot. So it makes the counterplay pretty much off the table. So if Anime Avengers are able to play around this smartly, they can really just prevent the Yi from getting super fed. But if they end up running into the Taric, if Olaf ends up running into Taric Taric Yi, he's probably going to die, and that's just going to snowball the Yi even harder. And once Yi gets rolling, he's very hard to stop.
Yeah, I will say, normally when I'm playing against Funnel and I'm doing well, I'm on champions like Syndra or a Nivea or maybe like a Vigar, something that can shove wave very, very quick and punish the Master Yi punish Master Yi and Taric for spending so much time in the jungle or so much time taking jungle objectives, right? If you can spot them out, you can sort of force them to make the choice if you have the wave clear between farming the jungle or farming the wave, because it's going to die a turret. LeBlanc really doesn't have that power, right? LeBlanc's wave clear kind of sucks. If she wants to hard shove a wave, she's basically got to invest her ultimate for it and use the double distortion. Otherwise, she just cannot force shove. And I think you like to see that if you are the Funnel, right? You want to play against the champion that like can't help but slow push a wave into your turret, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what LeBlanc does, so.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what Anime Avengers decides to do. Another issue I kind of foresee with their comp is, top is pretty much going to be kind of a skill matchup. Aatrox and Ward kind of push equally, so it's going to be difficult for one side to get the push there. And bot lane, I think Leona definitely beats Ezreal Karma early. They're going to get poked out a little bit, but if Leona's able to hard engage without getting poked out too hard, it's very easy for Ashe just to push in the waves and exert pressure. And then if Olaf doesn't really have a lane 2 gank, it's kind of just disaster for him, because he pretty much just wants to be able to gank as much as possible without the risk of a counter gank. So he's able to also get ahead. Taric starts coming online. He's not completely irrelevant and fallen off the face of the earth, and he's still able to at least do something to counter them a little bit.
Yeah, we are almost loaded into this game any minute now. Should be spawning onto the rifts. I'm definitely looking for the top half of the map, or looking towards the top half of the map for Anime Avengers, right? They've got an Olaf, which is strong early, which is, you want early game champions that are strong versus Funnel so that you can try to shut it down before the Master Yi and the Taric have time to farm and come online. You want to sort of get an early lead and hold on to it if you can. I found that's sort of one of the best ways to deal with a Funnel comp. But right now, it's Gomi Clash Gang with their Funnel comp that are looking to snowball early. They've grouped up as 5. They're looking for a cheeky invade, and they might just get it. Sora Riven hiding in the bush. Gonna dodge out from the Zenith Blade. Alpha Strike to follow from Kind Reds only, but there's not a lot of follow-up crowd control. There's just enough from the volley, though. Sora Riven gonna have to flash. Is the flash gonna be enough? It looks like it is. Flash well worth spending to keep the Yi from getting a kill. Still, though, a nice flash early game in favor of Gomi.
Yeah, so this is what we were talking about, where you really want to be able to push your top and bot wave, so you're at least able to have Olaf to be able to pressure somewhere. You're able to end up helping Olaf LeBlanc invade into the jungle to stop the Taric. And the fact that you don't have a flash on the Aatrox now, he's probably not going to get ganked by Taric, but you never know. And the fact that he doesn't have flash, he's always got to be wary of, for at least the first few minutes of the game, not to push too far. So that's really going to dissuade him from pushing too much, as it looks like there's going to be a little fight down here at the red buff.
Ooh. Now, Gomi are the ones in the dark. Oh, an auto attack in the bush. I don't know if you wanted to do that, Cyndaquil. Zenith played preference, proccing his aftershock. Very, very tanky. Camera's only still on the red buff. Preference forced to flash away. Flash not going to get him anywhere. First blood to Cyndaquil. Now, Kyber's only trying to secure this red buff. That's all he wants. That's all he cares about in life right now. He is going to get it. Level 2 on this Master Yi. First kill of Gomi going on to Kyber's only. Second one as well. This is disaster. If you're Anime Avengers, you do not want the first 2 kills of the game going over to the Yi in a Taric Yi Funnel comp.
Yeah, I can't tell. One of them smited early, and then Yi was able to pick up the red buff there, and then just hitting level 2, just able to get that true damage on his E along with his Q. He was just able to basically rip through the team, and now he's got 2 kills. This is basically the exact opposite of what you wanted as Anime Avengers. You don't want Yi to be able to get any kills this early in the game. It looks like he's gonna dance a little bit in the mid lane to show off as it's a little bit of farming out, but yeah, this is all Yi Taric is going to do for the next few minutes into the game. Just farming, pushing out mid wave. They have way more wave play than LeBlanc, and then going to farm his jungle and just trying to get as fed as possible.
Yeah, level 3 on Kyber's only now. He's got the meditate. I do want to point out Unstoppable had a pretty good trade a little bit earlier, but look at the LeBlanc wave clear, right? Starting to get forced off of this wave. No mana already on Unstoppable AP and still unable to shove this wave in. So Kindred's only just getting funneled more and more CS from those minions crashing. This is definitely an unideal start for Anime Avengers.
Yeah, so I think what they should have done there, Anime Avengers had a good plan, you know, invade the Yi, try to like figure out where he's starting. I think that was all smart, but the fact that they tunnel vision so hard into LeBlanc, they could have just turned and at least forced Yi off the red buff or potentially like pushed Yi off the red buff. Olaf is ridiculously strong, level 1, much stronger than a Yi, especially if he's able to hit his Ragnaroks. Or not his Ragnaroks, his
Undertows.
His throwing axe. Yes, Undertows, that's the word. If he's able to hit those, so I think if they had tried to push Yi off the red buff harder, they could have potentially made that trade even better for, or you know, actually good for them. But the fact that they were just able to end up killing the Leona, who doesn't even really care if she's dead, but the 2 kills on Yi is infinitely better than getting the 1 kill on the Leona there. So it's a pretty big deal.
I think they just didn't really wait long enough, right? Like, Cyndaquil started that off by auto-attacking Preference from the bush long before Gomi actually knew the Anime Avengers were there. And now, onto the top side, Scuttle Broken Stoner, forced to back off, forced to flash away, as Kind Words only just secures top side Scuttle for himself. Good news for Anime Avengers is that Broken Stoner is not going to get double Scuttle. He is going to be able to pick up that bot side Scuttle Crab, but still, we're already looking at probably level 4. Yeah, level 4 on Kind Words only. After that Scuttle Crab goes down, he's on par with the laners and pretty significantly ahead of Broken Stoner in farm.
Yeah, pretty much after this Scuttle, Broken Stoner should basically be able to get 0 Scuttles. Like, if Yi Tarek play correctly, they should just be able to force Olaf into his... Olaf is just going to have to stay in his jungle this entire game. Only not really going to be able to go mid, and he's not even going to be able to get the Scuttle, because if he ever runs into Tarek Yi, like, even there, level 4, he basically would have gotten killed immediately. So he's really got to be careful, as he's invading here, so we'll see if he ends up getting caught out, but it doesn't look like he will.
Yeah, it does end up taking the Raptors away, which is pretty nice. At least denying some of that farm from Kind Words only. But those Raptors, I think they actually hadn't been cleared yet, which means, you know, Kind Words only, going right back to his topside jungle, clearing his Gromp and Wolves, which he's already cleared, getting those leveled up camps so that he can start exponentially increasing his experience gain. I think it's still worth it for the Master Yi, for Gomi Clash Gang. Although, Anime Avengers, they wisely figure out that Kind Words only isn't his topside jungle. They go ahead and they start up this dragon and they take it. So first dragon of the game going over almost on spawn to Anime Avengers. That's something, right?
Yeah, that is something. But I think if you're Gomi Clash Gang, do you really care if they get 1 dragon but your Yi is just unkillable and just ridiculously fed? I don't really think it matters. So, you know, I think if Anime Avengers just plays this carefully and is maybe able to kind of avoid the Yi like Olaf did when he stole the Raptors, it's okay, but you know that's a very risky play. If Tarek Yi did decide to go over the Raptors for whatever reason, Olaf was probably just dead. He doesn't have flash, and then that's just like another kill. So Olaf definitely just needs to be really careful, because he could just end up snowballing this game out of control for Gomi Clash Gang and just make it so Anime Avengers has almost no chance to win.
Ooh, Death Realm level 6 on Kovacs, a nice engage, forcing the World Ender to be hopped from Sora, but I don't think it's going to be able to save him. I don't think the Flash is going to be able to save him either, as it's followed by Kovacs. It's a lot of healing coming through. Auto attack under turret, not going to quite be enough, but you know what is going to be enough is the Darkness Rising passive. Turret shots, though, trading the kill back, a 1-for-1 top lane.
Yeah, so that would have been disaster. Avengers thankfully just barely able to get that last tower shot out, but if Mordekaiser had gotten that kill, didn't end up dying and able to push in the wave, that would have been very bad, because you really want to keep your side lanes ahead. That's basically all you have going for you in this funnel comp. And you can see mid here, he's only getting 1 gold, but it's not that important. You're more looking to just get the experience, because he's just going to be ridiculously strong early if he's able to clear this. As Olaf is mid as well.
Gank. Broken Stoner's looking for the 2v2, but I don't think you want this. You have no Ragnarok. It's not even a 2v2. It's a 2v3. Preference flashing from the boss side of the map with the Zenith Blade, looking to secure a kill. You know, I think even if Preference hadn't shown up with no Ragnarok, that was a sketchy play. But Broken Stoner giving another kill to Kind Words only.
Yeah, I don't really think that was the right play. Even with Preference was there as Jin Chang.
Oh, did we lose it to me? Oh, no, you're here.
Nope. Right. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Bot side, flash forward from Cyndaquil. Jing Cheng in trouble. no way out of that one. Preference still not quite back from his escapades mid lane. Now looking mid lane. Comfy Dog. I thought he might be in trouble there, but no ultimate available for Unstoppable MVP means that Comfy Dog going to be allowed to just walk out of that one alive.
That was very good by Anime Avengers bot lane, at least getting that one kill. They did get both the flash and heal at a Jin Chang. Smart for them to go in when they knew that preference was mid. Cynical flashing after the Ashe and able to finish off the kill there. Have to use, both AD carry sums all were used, so that's something to keep in mind as we go further. As might have a solo kill top lane here. It looks like Aatrox might be able to finish the Mordekaiser.
Sora Riven finding the solo kill. Not only did he find a solo kill, he found it while Broken Stoner was taking this Herald. But Kindred's only might be about to rain on this Olaf Parade. Still level 5 on Broken Stoner, even after taking away the Herald. Level 6 on Kind Words only. He's gonna go ahead and pop, I forget the ultimate name, let me double check really quick. The Highlander. Gonna go ahead and pop the Highlander, pick up a kill for himself. 4th kill of the game. Broken Stoner, you got the Herald, but another kill going over. Is that really worth it? Ooh, looking top lane too.
Probably say not.
He's fine.
Or even needs to be careful. Okay,
he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, we don't cast Master Yi very much. I don't think you really say his ult name too often. I can't remember the last time I've seen Master Yi in an actual professional game, or a coordinated game like this. So, but yeah, so thankfully Olaf did at least finish the Rift Herald, and he was smartly knew he was dead either way. He ended up walking back to at least pick up the Rift Herald. That would have been really bad if he just ended up dying and not even picking that up. So at least Broken Stoner was able to pay attention to that. But yeah, this is not good for Anime Avengers. You now basically have a useless Olaf, and Olaf is not someone that scales well into the game whatsoever. He basically falls off just by existing in the game, and the fact that he's started 0-3 at 10 minutes into the game just means he's going to be so far behind. And later in team fights and stuff, he's pretty much not going to be too useful. So hopefully he's able to pick up a couple kills, but if not, it's going to be very hard for him to do anything later in the game.
Definitely agree with that. And I mean, we already talked about it, but this is definitely a game, basically any funnel game. The Master Yi almost always outscales, and I would say especially in this instance, right, where Anime Avengers don't have any sort of crowd control to lock him down with, don't have a ton of tools to stay safe with. So, I'm concerned for Anime Avengers. I think that they might be about to get 2-0'd. They might be on the cusp of getting 2-0'd. I would think maybe, the one thing that might be their saving grace here is potentially a Dragon Soul. Anime Avengers have had priority over the boss side of the map, and right now is no exception. Herald getting dropped bot lane. Dragon started up by Broken Stoner and Reggie, while mid lane Unstoppable MVP actually doing some fancy footwork to style on Kind Words and Comfy Dog a little bit. So Dragon pressure is in favor of Anime Avengers, picking up their second Dragon of the game, only 11 minutes in. And you mentioned it a little bit before. Kind Words only does have a lot of experience. He's level 7. He's up a level on Broken Stoner, but he doesn't actually have that much gold because he's been farming so many lane minions. And I think you pointed out before, those caster minions are giving only 1 gold each. So not a lot, not a whole heck of a lot to go around. He's actually, only 1,000 gold ahead of Broken Stoner, which is a lot. I'll hold that thought because mid lane Unstoppable MVP flashing forward looking for a kill. He does have the distort over the wall, but not going to quite get him out of that one. Alpha Strike follows over another kill. Unstoppable now for Kind Words only. 5-0 on this Yi.
Yeah, this is basically exactly what Anime Avengers didn't want to happen. Even though they did get the true Drakes here, and I guess thankfully it's not going to be Ocean Soul for Yi, which I think would be by far the worst for Anime Avengers to try to contest. But he's going to get all this plate gold here, and that's not reduced by the Monster Hunter penalty. And even though the Olaf is here, Yi doesn't really care. So honestly, Anime Avengers are just kind of playing a little bit recklessly mid jungle. I think they need to play a little bit safer and not really risk going in. Like going in on the Terex, they're fine, but he still has his ulti, and you really have no way out. And you knew Yi was right there, so a little bit of a weird play as looks like Sorvin's probably gonna fall here. As Yi might
win this,
but at least
He might win this. He found one kill. Can he find two? The second Q not quite going to land, but the third one is definitely going to be true. No meditate on Kyburns only to block any of that damage out. Now Ragnarok proc from Broken Stoner. He's got the flash. He's got the undertow. He has got the chilling smite, and he has got a nice, juicy shutdown kill. And now looking at Comfy Dog. Unstoppable is looking to continue the pain train, forcing out a Cosmic Radiance. But the turret is so far away, Comfy Dog. Are you going to get out of this one? You are not. A nice distortion from Unstoppable to not only dodge the solar flare from Preference, but to pick up the kill as well. Anime Avengers striking back across the map. A kill bot lane for Cyndaquil as well. Reggie, it does die to turrets, so a little bit traded back from Gomi and from Jing Chang, but overall, actually surprisingly beneficial plays there for Anime Avengers.
Yeah, right as I was criticizing Anime Avengers, they kind of, I guess I cast or cursed Gomi Clash Gang a little bit there. The Taric definitely should have been roaming up with the Yi for that little gank. If he was there and they just used the Cosmic Radiance, they definitely are able to kill the Aatrox and then potentially turn on the Olaf there too. So with the funnel, you really want to try to keep your Yi Taric together most of the time, unless for whatever reason you have to split up. But the reason it's also so strong is because your Yi's ridiculously fed, right? But you also basically have a support that's just sitting by your side and giving all this buffing, and you're unkillable for the few seconds of Cosmic Radiance. So the fact that they split up there was definitely a little bit of a misplay by Anime Avengers. And thankfully, though, the kill did go over to Olaf and the shutdown, and that's probably the best member if you're Gomi Clash Gang to give it to, because like I said, he doesn't scale very well. So at least that's a little bit of solace for Gomi Clash Gang there.
And now, Comfy Dog, back at his rightful place, at the side of Kind Words only. Not looking to leave his side again. I think you were 100% right when you were talking about the importance of Comfy Dog and Kind Words only roaming the map together. Much stronger as two than as one, but even as two, with no Cosmic Radiance, there is not a whole lot that they can do versus the might of Anime Avengers. Another kill going over to Broken Stoner onto Comfy Dog. That is, reckless, a little bit disrespectful from Gomi, and they might lose their mid lane turret for it.
Yeah, you can see just the fact that Comfy Dog had to use his Cosmic Radiance just to try to survive earlier without even helping the Yi with it anyway. And then he ended up dying anyway, but then he also doesn't have for that. If he had that there and was able to stall a little bit, he can probably just shred through. Probably would have been able to at least pick up a couple kills there onto Anime Avengers, but the fact that there was no Cosmic Radiance just hurt them even more. So you can just see even more chances where them not roaming together kind of cost them.
Yeah, definitely. And even then they work together, but they need those ultimates, right? You mentioned it. The Cosmic Radiance is so crucially important because Anime Avengers don't have a lot of crowd control to deal with the E, but they do have a lot of damage, right? They have damage across the map. You need that invulnerability if you want to push into what Anime Avengers are bringing to the table. And speaking of what Anime Avengers are bringing to the table, they picked up that Rift Herald. They are dropping a top lane. They've broken open not only the first turret of the game, but the second turret of the game as well. And suddenly, I'm not even sure when this happened, but the gold lead has swung wildly in favor of Anime Avengers. About 4K gold separating these teams right now. I would say Anime Avengers are in a much, much better spot than they were even 5 minutes ago when that last dragon spawned. And speaking of dragons, next dragon spawning in about 30 seconds or so on the map, or take it back right now on the map. Mountain Dragon, the first of many potentially going to spawn in this game. Anime Avengers, they are in a strong position to fight over this if they want to.
Yeah, if we switch over to the gold graph, you can actually see that he's still the richest player in the game.
Oh, watch out. Teleport coming through from Kovacs. Cosmic Radiance available as well. Kymber's only popped the highlighter. A nice Enchanted Crystal arrow onto Reggie means he's dead before he knows what hit him. The Cosmic Radiance is going to come down just in time to keep Kind Words only alive a little bit longer. Looks like, I can't tell who's wiping the fight. Gomi found 2 kills, but 2 have been traded back. Sora Riven in the death round looking for the 1v1. Looks like nobody is winning. Double kill going over to Unstoppable MVP. He finds a kill back onto Preference, onto Kind Words only. Now Sora Riven coming out of that fight. Unstoppable. I thought Gomi might wipe it, but they just don't have the follow-up. The damage is not there. Cosmic Radiance not providing enough time. Anime Avengers, they wipe the fight. They get the dragon.
Yeah, great exhaust by Cyndaquil, stopping a ton of the Yi damage and basically just being able to burst him down really quickly right after the Cosmic Radiance went off. But like I was saying before, that team, the Yi realistically isn't as far ahead as he really should be. He's only a few hundred gold richer than anyone else on the map. So the fact that he's not actually that far ahead wasn't able to wipe that as quickly as he probably should have been. If he was able to, maybe if he had a little bit more gold, and you still see he's only earning 1 gold from these minions, which is not a lot. And realistically, he's not that high up in XP either. He's 2 level down both top laners for Anime Avengers. So this is turning pretty rough for Gomi Clash Gang there. If they're not able to keep Yi alive, Yi's pretty much all the damage on their team. So once he goes down, they pretty much lose every team fight.
That's sort of the struggle of playing against or of playing a funnel comp, right? If you get behind, if the E gets behind, it's rough. And it's not fair to say Kybridge only is behind, but and I still think Gomi are actually in a pretty strong spot, but Kind Words has only got his first item completed. He doesn't have the Rage Blade yet. He doesn't have I'm not sure what else he'll build, maybe a Death's Dance or a Steric's Gauge or something. He's only got his first item finished. He needs time to come online. He needs time to really start dominating the game, and we're seeing that right now. Now Comfy Dog potentially caught up mid lane again by himself. Doesn't have the Cosmic Radiance, doesn't have any way out, but even so, still ends up investing his heal and exhaust. That is a big win for Anime Avengers.
Again, I have to ask though, why is Comfy Dog just chilling mid by himself? He's basically not a champion. All he does is boost up Yi. He's not supposed to be able to 1v1 this LeBlanc in lane. He's level 8 or level 9. He's basically 3 levels down this LeBlanc. There's no chance for him to do anything. I don't know why he's sitting in lane there. So that's a little bit of a criticism for me. I think if you're gonna play this funnel like this, you have to make sure that you play it correctly. And I think Comfy Dog getting caught out a couple times has really hurt Gomi Clash Gang in the long run.
I would definitely agree, but it's always a team effort, right? They're all presumably in a voice call together. You can talk to each other, you can make the calls, you can be like, hey, we need to be together, we need to play around my ultimate. And so maybe a team failing out, looking top lane, Kovacs taking Sword of the Death Realm, but little to his knowledge, all of Anime Avengers are waiting for him as soon as he comes out, or nearly all. Another kill going over to Anime Avengers.
And now Anime Avengers is up 8,000 gold. This is just looking really good for them. Pretty much, if they're able to kill Yi in any of these team fights, it's pretty much, free team fight victories for them.
The Crystal Arrow goes wide. Solar Flare forcing Ragnarok from Broken Stoner. Here comes the Cosmic Radiance into a Highlander. Broken Stoner might be the first victim. Managed to blast cone himself to safety over the wall. That's a lot of resources used from both teams with no kills going over. But Unstoppable is unstoppable in this side lane, taking bot lane turret away from Gomi.
Yeah, that's just another not play that didn't go well for Gomi Clash Gang. They ended up using the Yi's Flash and the Cosmic Radiance just to try to pick up those kills there. And Anime Avengers was able to kite away correctly, and then basically they got Gomi Clash Gang got nothing for that. So just turning from bad to worse, because if this Yi does not get a few more kills and does not keep stacking up the resources, he's not going to be able to do much later in the game if everyone on Anime Avengers is ridiculously more fed than everyone on Gomi Clash Gang besides the Yi. So we have to keep an eye on that. If he's able to get a couple good engages, it's still winnable for Gomi Clash Gang. It's not like this game is out of reach by any sorts, but this Yi needs to get a couple good plays off for them to have a good chance to.
I do want to point out, Yi still outscales, and he just picked up his second item, right? Got that Rage Blade finished. Ooh, Jing Chang, though, finding himself in a ton of trouble bot lane. I don't see a way out for him there. Unstoppable MVP, certainly going to run him down. Sigil is going to be traded with an enchanted crystal arrow as Jing Chang trying to run himself to safety, but he was just opting to donate the kill to Cyndaquil instead of to instead of two Unstoppables. So either way, a kill going over. You take those if you are Anime Avengers. Ooh, now a Zenith Blade onto Unstoppable, or onto Reggie, actually. Might be in trouble, forced to flash out on the side of that fight. Highlander was popped from Kindbirds only. It's a big cooldown for him to not have as this next dragon is spawning. Comfy Dog face check in the bush. He's got the sweeper out, but it looks like not having the confidence to step forward and clear. And now over the wall goes Unstoppable with a nice distortion, chunking the health bars of Comfy Dog and Preference. This is definitely going to be Soul going over in favor of Anime Avengers.
Yeah, so again, another play by Gomi Clash Gang just kind of fails, and Yi ends up spending the Highlander, and then all of a sudden Anime Avengers decide to go in once that cooldown's gone, and then Yi doesn't really have a lot of threat without that ultimate ability up. It looks like he might go in mid lane.
Yeah, looking for a fight. Meditate buying him a lot of time, but he's all by himself. And Cyndaquil does do quite a lot of damage. Alpha Strike trying to trade something back. A pretty nice Enchanted Crystal arrow from Jing Cheng. Does he have the damage? He might actually not. Conqueror from Cyndaquil keeping his topped off and so healthy. Jing Cheng just doesn't have any damage. Preference says, maybe I can finish the job. Hops him with the Xenoblade of the Ignite, and he is going to find Reggie, but Cyndaquil does manage to limp himself to safety as Reggie actually finding a way to force flashes from Kovacs and Jing Cheng as well. And meanwhile, while that was happening, Dragon Soul went over to Anime Avengers. And bot lane, Unstoppable MVP taking this inhibitor. He might be in trouble. He's got Distortion to get himself out of that one. He has the ultimate Mimic available as well, so he should be just fine. But I do stand corrected. Inhibitor does get saved, so that's something, at least.
If we take a look at the goal, too, Master Yi is actually poorer than everyone except Karma on the Avenger side. So realistically, he's not actually as strong as he looks. So, he does outscale, thankfully, but I really do like the Ezreal build that he's going this new sort of, I think it's like a newer like Korean build where you go, your upgraded tier item with the Frozen Fist, and then you go Death's Dance, and you just get ridiculously tanky. You have almost 200 armor and over 100 magic resist, and the bleed passive just gives you extra tankiness, and especially in someone that just wants to burst you down like Yi, that's going to be very, very good, along with the extra armor and the bleed and the bleed passive. So I think this Ezreal build is perfect for this game, and I think him being 7-1 is also just like a huge detriment towards Gomi Clash King side, because he's going to be very hard to bring down while still doing a lot of damage.
Definitely agree, and especially with a Mountain Soul, right? All those resistance is going to be stacking. Now Kindred's only face check into the bush. No time for Cosmic Radiance to save the day. That's 2 kills going over to Anime Avengers. Now Preference might be the 3rd. Solar Flare is going to land the stun, but it doesn't even matter. That's a lot of tenacity keeping Sora Riven alive and moving in that fight. 3 kills for nothing. Nice picks off of Vision Control, and Anime Avengers move to take the Baron.
Yeah, should be a free Baron here. Yi is not up. It's 3 members dead for Gomi Clash King. Unstoppable is just still free pushing on the bot side. Ashe shows up and she doesn't even care. She just keeps going. And there's gonna be Mountain Soul and Baron push. Elder is up in a few minutes, but I don't even know if they're gonna need it. They might just end the game before then. They're up over 11,000 gold already at 24 minutes. So yeah, should be a reset here and a look to end the game. Push to end the game here for Anime Avengers.
And I'm finding myself wondering. Is it possible for Gomi to come back into this game, right? Not only are they ridiculously far behind, but they just don't seem to be playing these fights all that well. And we're looking at now a 13,000 gold difference between these teams. Dragon Soul has gone over. Baron has gone over. This is maybe the worst Dragon Soul to play against if you are a funnel comp, if you are a Master Yi who is trying to one-shot these carries, trying to one-shot the backline of Anime Avengers, right? Looking for those resets. He thinks he's found Reggie. Face check in the bush. Reggie might be in trouble. That is a lot of damage coming out from Kindred's only. Did pop the highlighter. It's even more damage coming out from Cynical. Solar Flare is true, though. And it looks like Broken Stoner doesn't have the damage to find a kill. He's eventually going to pick one up, but this could very well turn into a 3-for-1 in favor of Gomi. It looks like Broken Stoner is going to get himself to safety by investing that flash, but still, that is a couple kills going back over into the Yi. Gomi Clash Gang, they are not done yet.
Yeah, really good play by Kindred's only there, at least to get some pressure off of them and get a couple Baron buffs gone. Ashe did have heal up too, I believe. Maybe if that goes off, they get another kill there. So a little bit of an unfortunate play for Gomi Clash King is maybe he can live a little longer and maybe they kill the Olaf there. But still good play for them regardless, as they're going to be able to at least alleviate a little bit of this pressure. But they're still down a ridiculous amount of gold. And they still have 3 Baron buff people top here, as it looks like Anime Avengers are just going to take the tower and probably the inhib too.
Yeah, this is actually 4 versus 3 right now, so a little surprising. Anime Avengers are having as easy of a time as they are breaking into this base. I guess that's the power of 2 Baron buffed cannon minions. Pretty hard to stop. Plus, speaking of things that are hard to stop, Unstoppable MVP is looking so strong on this LeBlanc, right? Almost as much CS as the Funneling Tarek. Close to 3 items completed. He is just chunking anybody on Gomi who steps up to him. There is not nearly enough magic resist to go around. Oh, forcing the Ragnarok as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow kind of is only flashing forward. He's got the Cosmic Radiance. He finds one shutdown onto Broken, another onto Sora. This might be the fight that Gomi are looking for, but meanwhile, their base Cyndaquil and Reggie looking to potentially end the game or at least take some of these Nexus turrets away. They are getting collapsed on, however. Unstoppable doing what he can to trade something back, keep the pressure up on the backside. A nice flash into his Zenith Blade. Reggie is stunned up. Kymbridge only not quite in range to Alpha Strike. Looks like Gomi are going to have to back off and answer the pressure that Unstoppable is putting out, and answer it they will try. Kovacs using his Death Realm, but he's down 2 levels. Can he win the 1v1? The answer is no, he cannot. Unstoppable MVP is truly on a rampage here tonight. 4-1 on LeBlanc, but that doesn't hardly do justice to the amount of pressure he's putting out on this pick.
Yeah, Gomi Clash Gang has one really strong member, and then you look at the start of Anime Avengers, they have 5 really strong members. So it really makes it difficult when, Yi can run down one lane and kill 2 people, but it doesn't matter because you have another 3 strong members that are pushing somewhere else. So Cyndaquil and Reggie doing a great job to at least get that one Nexus turret there. And yeah, so what happened with the Yi, as we see a little bit of the teleport, but I think Ash should be able to get away. He was able to stack up his Ginsus completely on the minions before going in there, which is definitely what Conrad's only needs to look for before he ends up engaging. Because if he does have that stack, he's going to shred through the team. But if he needs to take time getting that up as he's team fighting, it's probably going to go pretty poorly for him. So good play for him, man. They have to look to contest this Elder, I think, if they're going to have a chance to come back.
It's too late. The Elder's gone. 4K, 3K. Anime Avengers shredding this objective. You were right. Comfy Dog and Kind Words were trying to clear out some vision control, but I think they would be wiser spending their time trying to look for a pick onto Sora in the side lane. He is pretty extended, but it looks like not going to opt for that. Instead, trying to turtle, trying to defend their base, but will they be able to do it versus an Elder Dragon buffed Anime Avengers? Gomi have been able to win a couple of the last fights, but I am skeptical they will win this one. 3 waves of supers pouring into their base. 1 kill already going over onto Jing Cheng. Here comes the Cosmic Radiance. Kynberg's only trying to make something happen, just not doing enough damage. Reggie is going to fall, but he is the only one unstoppable on the front line. Broken Stoner with the Ragnarok. He cannot die. Sora Riven backing him up in the front line. I tripped over my words a little bit, but I am sorry about that. Regardless, Anime Avengers, the game is over. Timmy, we are being brought to a game 3 here.
Yeah, good attempt by Gomi Clash Gang. I like the attempt at the funnel. It did work well pretty early, but Anime Avengers I think did end up starting to turn their favor and starting to play pretty well around the Master Yi, able to get a few picks on the Taric and a few picks on the Yi when they were separate, and I think that just ended up snowballing in their favor too hard for the Yi to really counter. So a good counter by Anime Avengers, and should be an exciting game 3.
I can't wait to see what these teams do for game 3. Game 1 we saw a far more standard game, I would say, and looking at game 2, Gomi Clash Gang, it seems like they felt the need to maybe pull out a little bit of a pocket pick, pull out a little bit of an ace in the hole. They had a card up their sleeve, and this was is the sort of the read that I'm getting here. So I'm wondering if Gomi tries something sort of off meta again, or if they go back to the roots and look for a more standard team comp. Regardless, Anime Avengers, they've got to be feeling pretty good about that win, right? Because it started off rough, and they keep it real. They got smacked pretty hard in game 1, so. We'll see. We'll see if they can bring it back here. Game 3, we'll be live with you guys in just a few minutes here. But me and Timmy are going to go to a quick break so that we can get water and do all the stuff behind the scenes. Keep everything running. So we will be back in just a few short minutes. Do not go anywhere. We are going to go to a break. We'll be back soon. Hello and welcome back, Style Esports community. I am Baymax. We are just a few minutes away from diving headfirst into Game 3 of this exciting best of 3 Game 3 of this exciting best of 3 between Anime Avengers and Gomi Clash Gang. But before we get into that, I've got a couple of news updates to get out of the way. First of all, thank you so much to ABL Stream 1 for raiding with a little bit of a raid party. We really appreciate that. We love to have the support. Thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot to us. I didn't say that yet, but I should have. It was a little bit of an oversight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As well, off stream, we had a bit of an exciting best of 3 that just went down. The Wakandan Overlords won 2-1 versus Glacial Nebula in the Piltover group. That is pretty significant if you're keeping an eye on the Piltover group. The Wakandan Overlords are now positioned, I believe, first in the group. So awesome news there. If you are a Wakandan Overlords fan, should have been an exciting game. But all right, we'll put that all aside now because we got a pretty exciting best of 3 here as well. Again, I am Baymax. I am joined yet again on the cast in the casting booth by my friend Timmy Westside. What are you thinking, Timmy? How you doing?
I'm very excited for this rubber match, Baymax, because we got a Volibear who I hear has been enabled for these games. So we're gonna get to see the new Volibear in action. I don't play top or jungle, so I haven't seen too much of Volibear. So we'll have to see what Anime Avengers decide to do with this new pick. We'll have to see if they're practiced on it at all. And they also did pick up Set, who has been banned the first 2 games, and even with all the Set nerfs coming through, I still think Set is incredibly strong, especially in organized play. Just being able to set up team fights and tank so much damage while also just dealing a ridiculous amount of damage, I think is very valuable. So we'll have to see how the top side of the map for Anime Avengers goes this game, especially with that new Volibear pick as well.
Yeah, I'm all in on the Volibear pick. I am definitely curious as to how this pick is going to work out for Broken Stoner. I have yet to see Volibear in a coordinated competitive match. I've only seen him in solo queue, and so far hasn't done all that well. So we'll see how strong the pick is in the hands of Broken Stoner and in the hands of Anime Avengers. Apparently he thinks it's going to be pretty strong because he did pick it up. We can talk a little bit about the rest of the map as well. I want to talk about the jungle that got picked up by Gomi Clash Gang, which was Kane. Now, I'm not actually sure if Kane was banned away in those other couple games, but Kane as a champion right now is in a pretty strong spot. For those that don't know, Rost Red Kane has had some pretty significant buffs with not only the changes to Death's Dance, but also with just a standard Kane buff that reduced the cooldown on his Q. Between those changes basically made Rost unkillable. Red Kane is so difficult to deal with. He just heals and heals and heals with Conqueror and low cooldown reduction on his Q and Death's Dance if you choose to end up picking that up. It's just so hard to deal with. And so it does take a little bit longer to come online. Kane is not a typically strong early game champion, but Gomi have potentially drafted around that with a strong mid lane early on and a strong top lane early on. So we'll see if they can sort of bridge that gap to get Jing Cheng and to get Kind Words into the late game.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on the Vayne either. So Vayne actually does pretty decently into Kai'Sa as well. I think Vayne pretty much only has a couple winning matchups bot lane. She does a lot better top lane where she's able to abuse those melee really strong tanks. But bot lane, she pretty much does well into Kai'Sa and Ezreal. So the fact that Cynical did pick up a Kai'Sa here, we're gonna see how he has to play this lane, because once Vayne hits 6, if Thresh is not able to CC the Vayne before she starts jumping on the Kai'Sa, it's gonna be really hard for Kai'Sa to burn down the Vayne in a 1v1 duel. And on top of that, you also have to keep in mind that the Vayne will have the Nami E, giving her that extra bonus damage on top of her, and plus the Nami heals and potentially Ardent Sensor once Nami ends up picking that up, or Athene's or whatever Nami decides to go rush first item. So this should be very tough for Kai'Sa if Thresh is not able to hit a really nice hook, potentially when Vayne decides to tumble one way or the other in ult, because once Vayne hits 6, she's just going to be running right at Kai'Sa, and that's a really easy way to pick up early kills for this Vayne, especially with how well she scales into like the Set and Volibear, who both like to stack up those resistances. So Vayne should be able to do a lot of damage if she's able to get ahead early.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario for Anime Avengers is Jing Cheng getting ahead early. You definitely don't want that. And, you know, with Comfy Dog mid lane on the Galio, a pretty supportive pick, and preference on Nami and Enchanter that's also fairly strong in the meta right now, pretty good at supporting an AD carry. Gomi have pretty strong tools to keep Jing Cheng alive and in the fight. And you mentioned it already, but Vayne excels into some of the types of champions that have been picked up by Anime Avengers. She's pretty good into Kaisa and into Thresh, and she is very good at cutting up bruisers like Volibear, like Set. So Jing Cheng getting ahead is, like I said it once, I'll say it again, I think that's the scariest possible situation for Anime Avengers to find themselves in. You know, that being said, I'm not gonna lie. I am not that big of a fan of Anime Avengers Team Comp just as a whole. I'm tentatively excited for the Volibear. Because I don't really know what to expect. I don't know how good it is. But Ari mid lane, I feel like there's just picks that are typically better right now. And Set top lane is fine. Like you said, it's a strong pick, but is it strong into Darius? Because Darius is also a very strong pick right now. And I've played that 1v1 as the Darius plenty of times before. And I will tell you, if I'm playing against a Set with Darius, I am totally okay with that. I view that as being a just fine matchup. So, you know, I'm worried that Anime Avengers might end up losing bot lane, mid lane, and top lane.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening. I think another issue with Anime Avengers Team Comp is they're very heavy on the skill shots this game, and if Jing Chang is able to play correctly and play well and just, you know, tumble away from a lot of these skill shots and, you know, potentially getting QSS a little late in the game, he's just going to basically be unkillable. You know, you have all the Thresh hooks are pretty much skill shots. You have all the Ahri abilities are skill shots. You know, Kaisa's W is skill shots, which mitigates or causes her to have a lot of burst, especially when she gets the W upgraded if she decides to go a little more AP Kaisa. So I think if Jin Chang is able to play well, I think this is really bad for Anime Avengers because you're really not going to be able to get a lot of damage onto Jin Chang if he's just, you know, has the fancy feet and is able to dodge out a lot of these skill shots, which is primarily what Anime Avengers is bringing to the table.
You know, everything you said, totally valid. However, it just got invalidated because I realized how wrong I've been. When we were in loading screen, totally valid reasons about why Gomi Clash Kings Team Comp is better, but I'll tell you what, Anime Avengers, Unstoppable, and Cyndaquil, they got the KDA synergy going on, baby. So I think that's gonna be enough to win it for them. Not only that, KDA synergy is real, and I will stand by it, but wow, I cannot believe Kind Words only got away with that. Anyway, but Kaisa has gotten some buffs recently in patch 10.11. She is one of 4 or 5 AD carries that got, on top of the health buffs, she got some direct buffs to not only her Q, but also her ultimate. Her Q now scales, I think, 40% AD instead of 35%. And her ultimate now has 500 bonus range max rank. I think it's up from 2,500 to 3,000. So, you know, some nice buffs coming through from Kaisa. I have seen a higher priority on Kaisa as a pick since those changes have gone through. But I don't know if it's going to be enough because, like you said, Vayne Nami is actually a pretty strong lane.
Yeah, I want to see how they also use this Kaisa in tune with the Volibear. So his ultimate, he like leaps towards a target, and then he's able to actually disable towers, kind of like Homewrecker. If anyone's been playing long enough, I don't think that's been out of the game that long. So it's not that old, but you could disable the tower for 8 seconds, and if he's able to potentially jump on the tower bot lane, maybe with Vayne around, you can pretty much get a free Kaisa ult from that, because I do believe it causes the passive for the Kaisa stacks. So then Kaisa can ult off of that, and then, you know, easily get into the back line or just get close to her target. And once she's next to the Vayne, it's a lot easier to hit her W skill shot and able to, you know, get that Q off and just do a lot of bursts. So I'll have to keep an eye on that, of how Broken Center decides to use his ultimate this game. I think that's going to be very impactful depending on like, you know, where he decides to gank early, especially with that first gank once he hits level 6.
Level 6 is definitely going to be important this game as well. Not only for Cyndaquil, but also for not only for Cyndaquil and Broken Stoner, but also for basically everybody, right? Gomi are going to rely pretty heavily, I think, on having having the Heroes entrance available for later game team fights. Now looking towards the top side of the map, there's that Darius level 2 power I was talking about. Kovacs, you know, he did end up having a gank come through from Kind Words only, but I don't think he needed it because Sora Riven was not winning in that 1v1 anyway. Nice kill. First blood going over to Gomi Clash Gang.
Yeah, I think just honestly, Conrad's only didn't really need the kill, but I think that's just always useful for him to get because now he has like a few extra cane stacks, and because he did attack the set, he got a couple cane stacks towards that Ross upgrade as he's gonna meet Volibear here. We'll see if they end up doing.
I don't think he wins this. He's going to try, though. He's got the smite for the Scuttle Crab to keep him alive, but lane priority is in favor of Unstoppable. Mid lane going to flash over, get that kill. A nice Justice Punch to return the favor, though. No flash on Unstoppable means he's got no way out, despite the fact that he's in. That was a good face breaker for a double stun, but Sora Riven, you're still level 2 versus 2 champions level 3, and Broken Stoner way too low to help you out. The Hemorrhage stacks most likely going to find a kill, and if those don't, the Winds of War are going to try. Shield of Duranton from Comfy Dog. Broken Stoner there. That's actually a little bit too greedy. The kill gets traded back. Sora Riven stays alive, and Comfy Dog is the one who dies.
Yeah, Comfy Dog going just a little bit too far there. Darius was not really able to follow that up. He did flash follow, but Sora Riven was able to get a nice flash out of that, and the Bleach deck's not quite doing enough damage. Set is very tanky with that W and just the innate healing of the champion. So, actually pretty good trade there from Anime Avengers to even out this gold lead that was just a few hundred gold before. Now it's pretty much even. So we'll see what the teams decide to do here now that it's kind of like a reset phase, restarting the game sort of, as we're just pretty much even and just farming the lanes now.
Now, worth mentioning, though, Sora Riven definitely lost out on a lot of minions in that fight. Even though he managed to pick up a kill, he is level 2 to Kovac's level 4. And Kovac got a kill for himself as well. 2-0 now on this Darius means that even though the gold gap is basically even, top lane definitely heavily in favor of Kovac's. So Gomi Clash Gang, set up pretty good to dominate the top half of the map right now if they choose to. And now Kind Words only roaming towards the boss side of the jungle. He's maybe looking for a gank bot lane. He did take that Scuttle Crab away. Reggie hanging back with the lantern, but there's no vision right now on Kind Words only. There was a Mia ping. I'm not sure if they spotted him out somewhere. I don't know. Maybe just good communication, good teamwork. They were like, hey, I don't think Kind Words is top side. He's not on the Scuttle Crab. He's probably bot side. Maybe some good communication there. Regardless, not going to find a gank today. Top lane, though, Broken Stoner looking for a kill onto Kovacs. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. That's a nice Decimate heal onto Kovacs, but there's no way out for him here. He's trying to use the Alcove to buy some time. Here comes Sora Riven. Nice double Decimate heal onto Kovacs, but a Haymaker is bringing his reign of terror to an end. Shutdown kill for Sora Riven. Oh, flash bot lane. Reggie in trouble. One kill going over, picked up by Jing Cheng onto Cyndaquil. A second one traded back from Reggie, but he's going to die for it. 2 for 1 in favor of Gomi Clash Gang.
Yeah, but
mid lane, I should just stop. I should just stop stopping. I should stop stopping because the fighting is still happening. Mid lane, double gank, 2v2, going over, I think, in favor of Gomi. Top lane, though, another 1 versus 1. Kovacs picking himself up a kill. That is the fighting over? I think it's over. I think it's finally over. Doesn't look like okay. All right, Timmy, I'm gonna throw it to you. I think it's over. Okay, it's over. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the champs are a little too far away to keep fighting unless like Sora decides to GP top, I guess, and just wail in the Darius. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, definitely. Good trade kill there bottom by Reggie. That was actually pretty significant, just being able to get the kill onto Vayne, because he was going to die anyway, but it forced Nami to have to push out the wave instead of Vayne being able to just push it in, so Kaisa ended up picking up most of the minions there, and that might actually become pretty useful because she was actually able to pick up a lot of the XP. If Vayne just did get the kill onto the Thresh and then was able to push in the wave, Kaisa pretty much would have missed about 10 minions there, which would have been a lot of XP lost, and then she wouldn't have this wave would have been crashing in farther to Vayne, and Vayne would have been able to push it out here. So that kill actually turns a little more significant as there was fighting pretty much everywhere across the map. I'm pretty sure every lane had at least one kill go over to one side or the other there. So a pretty crazy 30 seconds or so there.
And top lane twice, I think, by the time that was all over. Kovacs, though, now sitting on a sizable lead. He's got the sheet he's looking for. Another fight. Facebreaker means Soraven might be looking for a fight, too. He has gone ahead and invested his Showstopper. Conqueror fully stacked means a lot of healing for Kovacs. He has got the Noxian Guillotine. Kovacs picking up another 1 versus 1 kill top lane. Broken Stoner not even feeling strong enough to look for a kill. And in fact, as Kovacs running forward, he's got the hero's entrance available. Decimate heal not going to quite land. Kovacs is so low, running straight into the arms of Unstoppable, who is waiting to kill. Now Kind Words only coming forward, but backing away after a teleport from Sora is turning things around. A little over aggressive from Gomi. A 1-for-0 turns into a 2-for-1 in favor of Anime Avengers.
Yes, it seems like, oh, and we get a hook bottom. Oh.
I think this isn't going to turn into an all-in, but I guess I was wrong. Final chapter popped from Jin Ching, and a nice tidal wave just to secure the kill onto Reggie. This is another double kill going over for Gomi.
Yeah, I think you need, when you assume the fighting stops, I think you just need to keep talking, because it seems like every time we think the fighting's over, it just keeps going. So, a little over-aggressive from Gomi Clash King top. You know, unfortunate they did only get the 2-for-1, only get the 1-for-2 there. But then, this Vayne now, you can just see the power that she has. If Thresh misses his hook, or hits his hook onto the Nami, you just see Vayne can just basically go in for free and just belt a ton of damage.
Kind Words only stealing the Herald away, and now Kovacs has arrived. It's a nice Umbral Trespass to keep Kind Words only alive. A flash to follow from Broken Stoner, but over the wall with the Reaping Slash. He is out of there, and now fully stacked Hemorrhage. Kovacs has got no guillotine, but it might not matter. Decimate heal not gonna quite come out in time. But the bleed gonna pick him up anyway. Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. 1-for-1, and Herald stolen, picked up by Gomi.
This Darius is now looking very scary. Over 1,000 gold up onto the set here. He just does a ton of damage, and once he gets his Triforce finish, he's just basically going to be running through this set. The set did fall a little far behind. So honestly, for Gomi Clash King, even though they are only 1,000 gold up, they do have the gold where they want it. They have a lot of gold onto this Vayne. She's very far ahead, and they have a lot of gold on this Darius. This is exactly the position they want to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked in Champ Select about how critical it was for Gomi Clash King to have Jing Cheng ahead early and how scary that would be for Anime Avengers. Well, he's 4-1 right now. He's got a ridiculous amount of gold. He is up over 1,000 gold on Cyndaquil in the bot lane. So, you know, if that's not a strong position, that's about as strong as you could realistically hope for, I think. In top lane as well, you mentioned it before, Kovacs up over 1,000 gold as well over Sora Riven. Side lane pressure totally in the hands of Gomi. The one saving grace for Anime Avengers is mid lane Unstoppable MVP has had a pretty good amount of presence, a pretty good amount of pressure, pretty good amount of poke, keeping Comfy Dog under his turret, but still, doesn't even matter when on the boss side of the map, Kind Words only has already got Rost fully finished, looking for the 1v1 of Broken Stoner, but it's not a 1v1. Shield of Durant taunt is going to land a killing spree for the Kane. Charm to shut him down. Gonna get a kill traded back onto Unstoppable MVP. Both junglers dead. Gomi can maybe look to fight over this dragon, but no smite available.
Yeah, Kind Words only, his ult just came up right there. Few seconds too late. If he had that up, he probably could have maybe even turned onto the Ahri there and get another kill, or at least made that a little closer. But I still think
final chapter popped by Jing. No Spirit Rush onto Unstoppable. Remember, he's in trouble, but Jing Ching is fighting basically a 1 versus 2 over the wall with the Killer Instinct Cyndaquil. Here comes the hero's entrance, but it's already too late. The kill's gone over. That was a nice pick from Unstoppable. Charm does land. Jing Ching low, but still alive, killing Reggie on the backline. Dropped so low, a flash for a charm from Unstoppable is finally going to put an end to Jing Ching's reign of terror, but not before a 3-for-2 means that Gomi have won the team fight. And guess what? Kind Words only is back on the map. He's at the dragon, and he's got Smite, and he's got Rost.
Yeah, this game is basically just fighting everywhere across the map. I'm a little surprised nothing really happened.
Stoner, are you going to go for this? It looks like he's going to try. I don't think he wins. Umbral Trespass available for King Words only. He's got the dragon. He's got his Umbral Trespass available. Broken Stoner running for his life. He's just barely going to weasel his way out of that one. Now Unstoppable MP has got the Spirit Rush. He's got the teleport in. It's a Gomi Clash Gang that are going to have to run for the hills on this one. They do manage to get out alive with the dragon. And meanwhile, top lane, a kill going over for Kovacs. He has 1v1 Sora Riven yet again. Another kill going over to Gomi Clash Gang.
Yeah, I barely have time to say what's going on before more stuff just keeps happening. This game has been pretty crazy so far. Hopefully, we have a little bit of a lull state here. So yeah, great job by the Volibear. He was at least able to get out there. That was probably a good play in general, just because he was able to at least try to contest the dragon. I think that is pretty good to contest the first Drake, although this dragon is coming out a little late. So thankfully, Soul can't really be picked up till about 30 minutes or so. So it would be pretty late into the game. But yeah, and you also have the Ari there. This Ari is deceptively fed. We've been talking a lot about Gomi Clash Gang, but this Ari is slowly building up a nice lead for herself and getting pretty strong. If she's able to hit a charm onto Jincheng, she can probably one shot the vein. So we'll have to keep an eye on that late into the game too, as this Ari is probably a little more fed than we were really expecting. As Rift
So
Herald does get summoned here.
it's gonna crash. It gets some turret plates. That was actually not a bad herald. I think it was spawned last second as well, by kind words only. So, it crashed. Got some turret plate and gold. Top lane turret now very low. That's not worst case scenario.
Yeah, he was able to get the goal too because it was his Rift Herald. So even though he was at his Krugs, it doesn't really matter. He was still able to get the goal, which is good because sometimes when you get placed, if you're not around at the minions gate, you don't get the goal, which is just like a lot.
Lantern for Unstoppable. He's got the Spirit Rush. Jincheng might be too far forward. A nice bubble, but the charm is true. Final chapter, not even time to be popped. Shutdown kill onto Jincheng, being picked up by Unstoppable. And the death sentence, more like a death paragraph, as Reggie is just on point with these hooks. 2-0 bot lane. Anime Avengers striking back.
You can see, like I said, if you hit a charm, Jincheng will probably just go down before that charm even ends up, or before the charm even ends up going out, and he'll just be CC the entire time, and that's exactly what happened there. Reggie with a really nice death sentence just to pick up that second kill, so really good comeback by Anime Avengers. So at least they were to pick up something there, although they did not get the first turret. Unfortunately, that did go over to the.
Ooh, Kovacs now finding himself in a 1v2, but I think this is a misplay by Broken Stoner. Look how strong Kovacs is. I don't think that Anime Avengers win even this 2v2, and it's not a 2v2. Heroes Enters coming in from Comfy Dog, forcing a flash out of Broken Stoner. Don't play around your losing lane. Play around the winning lane. Kovacs is going to run over the side lane no matter what. I think it's a mistake to look for the 2 versus 1. I don't even know if Broken Stoner and Sora even win that.
Yeah, Volibear did hit 9 before that, like right after that trade, but when he decided to go in, he was actually 3 levels down of Kovacs, and Sorven is 2 levels down of his Darius. This is a humongous Darius. He's got his Triforce already completed, and Sorven's actually rushing a Bork, it looks like, which, is okay if you're not behind, but with how behind he is, I don't really know how much use it's going to get if he's just going to get popped by Darius before he's able to do all that percent health damage anyway. So it's a little bit of a weird build. I think you should probably try to pivot into something a little different here. Because this Bork is not really going to come into much use, especially if he's just losing in the side lane, which is pretty much all it's for if you're going a set.
Yeah, second herald of the game picked up now by Kind Words, only using that trade top side of the map. Unstoppable MVP might be in the sights of Gomi, but he does have his Spirit Rush. Ari, we talked about how deceptively strong she is. Also deceptively hard to catch. Very hard to kill. Got a lot of tools to keep herself alive. Jincheng, though, looking for the 1v1. Both exhaust popped bot lane. Looks like Cyndaquil might actually win. Acathian Rain not doing quite enough damage. Too many minions in the way. Jincheng barely coming out on top of a 1 versus 1 in the side lane. Now a teleport bot lane from Sora, looking to maybe clean up the mess. But Jincheng looks like he's probably already out of dodge. There's nothing left for Sora to kill. 1 kill going over in favor of Gomi.
Yeah, and this just gives Darius more free time top lane to just farm up even more. The Sworven's already down 2 levels. He's down so much XP, and then just using his teleport basically for nothing just to catch a few minions bot lane. But it's definitely a really good trade for Gomi Clash Gang there, because now you also just basically wasted the set's TP, and Ari's TP is coming up, but now you have the 2-to-1 TP advantage. We see a little bit of skirmishing down here bot lane.
Yeah, Sora taking a little poke damage, but really it's just Kind Words only and Preference asserting some dominance before this dragon ends up spawning, because Comfy Dog and Kovacs aren't actually down there. They aren't actually pressuring right now, and so got to find some way to keep pressure over this objective as Anime Avengers are slowly starting to assert some of their own vision control in the area. Hero's entrance is available for Comfy Dog, and Kovacs does have teleport, but for now, Dragon has been started, and it has been melting. A nice death sentence onto Jinching means he is dead at the start of the fight. Preference forced to run. Comfy Dog in the front line. I don't think Gomi win this. Kovacs gonna do what he can to get those hammer stacks stacked up, but another nice death sentence. Someone said death dissertation, and that is exactly what it is. Now King of Words trying to keep himself alive, but he is shut down. Not just him, Kovacs, Kind Words, Comfy Dog, Jing Ching, Preferences. That is an ace. An ace. All members of Gomi Clash Gang are dead. And Dragon went over to Anime Avengers. That was a massive swing.
Yeah, Gomi Clash Gang kind of started off on a really bad foot. Jin Chang got called out immediately by the death sentence. He just fell down, and I think at that point you just kind of have to say, hey, we don't really win this. Why don't we run away? But they decided after that point, like, you know, we can still go and maybe we can still win this. The Dragon went down before they even got there, and then, you know, at that point it's a 4v5. You don't have your Vayne, who's pretty much almost all the damage on your team in team fights. Darius does do a lot of damage in the split push, but not too much in team fights, and yeah, they just got shredded and ended up losing that even harder than they probably should have. So a little bit of a misplay by Gomi Clash Gang, but thankfully they do have a Vayne who is going to pick up the mid tower here. So at least you still have that scaling on your side, and Darius is still extremely strong into the split push with the set. But yeah, a little bit of a weird play by Gomi Clash Gang there, and you know may put them a little bit behind as we get further into the game here.
Yeah, you know, I think you got to put a little bit of the blame on Jing Cheng there, right? Got hit by the death sentence at the start of that fight. It's just that can't happen. I think you said that can't happen. You cannot die as the key carry before the fight starts. Now Reggie though might be caught out. Tidal Wave gonna knock him up despite the flash, and Kind Words only chasing him down with the Umbral Trespass and the Reaping Slash. He is dead. Now Sora Raven on the front line of the fight. Looks like he's looking for more, but I don't quite know why. Unstoppable MVP looking for a fight. A nice Hero's entrance to keep Jing Cheng just barely alive. Sora Raven the next into the Meat Grinder. Cynical flashing out from the side. Broken Stoner is going to go ahead and pop the Stormbringer, trying to get into the backline, cause as much disruption as he can, but it's not nearly enough. Shutdown onto Cyndaquil. Shutdown on to... Wait, what? Shutdown onto... Preference and Comfy Dog. I'm not actually sure even how they died. I thought the fight was over, and now a nice charm onto Kind Words only. Somehow Anime Avengers are turning this fight without their key carry, but you know what? I'm wrong, because I said Cyndaquil is the key carry. He is not. Unstoppable MVP is the key carry. He is so fed on this Ahri, and he is carrying the crap out of this team right now.
Yeah, like we said earlier, this Ahri got deceptively fed, and the fact that she's able to just free hit in these team fights and just get all her damage and burst down on top of the key carries of Gomi Clash King just makes it so easy.
Timmy, this is all because I said I didn't like the Ahri pick in Champ Select. This is all. Yes, although I did say KDA synergy means that Anime Avengers were going to win. I did say that.
You're right. Yeah, they do have the synergy here. So maybe a little bit of a caster curse and then a caster. I don't know what you would call that. A caster blessing, I guess, with giving them the synergy comment. I'm not really.
That's the key to look smart, is you just have to always say that both teams are going to win. That's just...
You're right.
Then you're right. How can you be wrong? It's perfect.
Yeah. If you just say, well, hey, this team's going to win and this team's going to win, I guess you really can't be wrong, although I don't know how good analysis that is, but anyway, yeah, this Ahri is now extremely strong. She has a 700 gold shutdown on her, on top of 300 get from killing her, so 1,000 gold. So if Jin Chang does get that shutdown, that can be big for Gomi Clash King, as the gold is still pretty even, because this Darius is still just split pushing. He was not able to join that fight, so I guess thankfully he was able to get a little bit more by, but yeah, in 5 situations I don't think Gomi Clash King really wants to go into these. They did kind of win early, but those that free team fight.
Timmy, your mic is kind of dying, I think. Carl, are you getting that too? Okay. Ooh, we're getting maybe a little bit of a fight mid lane. Death Sentence did land at the preference, but no follow-up damage was there. Cyndaquil on a reset and Sora Riven in the bot lane mean that Anime Avengers, not quite sure they want to take that 3 versus 4. Opted instead to back out. Now a heroic charge Justice Punch from Comfy Dog. Not going to quite find the mark, but it is going to mean that he loses about 80% of his health bar to Unstoppable MVP. Them deception orbs really do be hitting different. And now a dragon spawning, kind words only, is setting up in the pit. This is the first Infernal Dragon of the game. Both teams so far away from Dragon Soul, so honestly his dragon doesn't matter that much. It's more about the fight to set up for it, and Comfy Dog on a reset. Gomi, I don't know if you want this fight. They do have better battle lines set up than before. Kovacs is here, and Jing Ching is safely behind a front line. Here comes the engage from Broken Stoner, rushing forward with a thundering smash. Kyber's only using 3 class to get away. Unstoppable is godlike. Jing Ching is dead again. Jing Ching is dead again. Gomi are going to get run over in this fight. Kyber's only trying to frontline. Preference doing what she can to keep Kovacs alive, but the guillotine is not going to find and execute. That's maybe the only hope left for Gomi to wipe a fight. Comfy Dog, a nice heroic entrance, but the carry is dead. It doesn't matter. It's all in vain. Sora Riven did die, but that is going to be a 5-for-1 and a dragon going over in favor of Anime Avengers.
Yeah, right there. Again, you really can't excuse this sort of play. Jin Ching got caught out again right before the team fight, and he keeps going in when they really don't have any vision of Anime Avengers. He just kind of runs in and ends up getting caught out right before the fight, and he's the one that really needs to stay back and be the one to do the damage. I mean, you have a Darius, you have a Kane, you have a Gallo to run in before you, so a little bit of some weird play by Jin Ching. So not really sure what's going on there, but again, he just gets him caught out before the fight. And eating on the other side of the wall, so.
Ooh, a flash forward. Kind words only, looking to hunt down Cynical. I think he's got the kill. No flash on this AD carry. Taking a little bit long time to die, but Winds of War eventually going to secure that one. Actually, kind words picking up that kill. Kovacs looking top lane for Sora Riven. I think Sora might be in trouble here. The Apprehend is going to land. Kovacs stacking those hemorrhage stacks. Now 5 stacks onto Sora, still sitting on the Haymaker, ends up using the Showstopper, but it's all for naught. Here comes the guillotine. The Dunk Master has arrived. Teleport from Unstoppable, trying to trade a kill back. Kovacs actually gonna go for the shutdown. He's got so much damage. 5 stacks never ran out. Decimate Heal is gonna come through. Reggie's dead too. That's a triple kill. Quadra kill potentially in the sights. Broken Stoner's got no mana. He can't look to fight. Kovacs, a quadra kill for the Dunk Master. That was basically 1v4. This is maybe the only thing that could have got Gomi back in the game. Honestly, they were looking so bad, but now a quadra kill and a Baron. There's there's no words.
Yeah, Sick getting caught up, that's fine, but they kind of just went at the melee range of the Darius. He just flashed in, was able to get a huge decimate, and then able to just basically dunk the Ahri, get that 1,000-gold shutdown, and then Bogasaur had no mana that entire time, and the Thresh wasn't able to hit really any abilities and just kind of went down too. So the fact that he basically just got a ton of free resets, he was level 16, so that already doesn't cost any mana now, and if you get that kill, it just completely resets. So yeah, pretty big to get these Darius extra kills, and now him in the split push is going to be a very big win condition for Gomi Clash King here. Is who's going to stop him 1v1 or even 1v2?
It's still definitely a game that Anime Avengers can win, I would say, especially if they can catch Jing Ching out again. I will say one thing though. There's an item that I'm thinking of, and it starts with a Q and ends with an SS. I think QSS needs to get picked up for Jing Ching here, and that would make a world of difference because these charms from Unstoppable, these death sentences from Reggie just seem to keep landing. There's got to be some way to deal with that, and if Jing Ching can stay alive just a little bit longer through the initial engage, I think that the rest of his team, that Kovacs, that kind words only, can clean up the rest of the fight, because these are carries that are going to have a lot of sustained damage in these fights if they can just stay alive for long enough, if their carry doesn't instantly die.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Jin Chang is even if he ends up dying at some point in the fight, right, as long as he doesn't die right at the beginning, which is what happened twice in a row, then you don't have complete disaster for Gomi Clash Gang. Because basically, once that happens, it's just a free fight for Anime Avengers. So if he's at least able to stay alive and do at least a bit of damage, you're a Vayne. If you're able to get your Kinsu stacked up, and even just poke a little bit, and even if you do end up getting caught out by the charm a little later in the fight, at least you're able to maybe kill one person. Your team has a chance to be able to win that without you. But So hopefully he's at least able to stay
Ooh.
alive a little longer. We'll see
Comfy
what happens
Dog,
here.
you're too far up. Cyndaquil picking up a kill. All of Anime Avengers collapsing on the overextended mid laner of Gomi. A little bit of a misplay there.
Yeah, the Darius was in the middle of backing, so just a little bit of a misplay, and then him getting caught out. So honestly, Gomi Clashing didn't get a ton off this Baron push. It's still up, I believe, for a little bit longer. I'm not sure how many more seconds, but they're really not getting too much off this
Flash on the charge and a death sentence and preference. His life has been ended, but that means Jing is free to roam on the backline. A nice flank from Kovacs. He's got the Death's Dance. Kovacs unstoppable. The hemorrhage dunk is true. Jing not thinking he wants to keep fighting, though. Just barely staying alive. The thundering strike. The Sky Splitter from Broken Stoner almost slaying Jing where he stands. Dragon spawning soon, though. Gomi might have the inside track, but the rest of Anime Avengers, they're pushing on mid lane. They say, you want to go for Dragon? That's fine. We will take your base. This Dragon doesn't matter that much now. Kind words only. He's got the Death Stance. He's feeling aggressive. Humble Trespass into a heroic entrance, but he is just going to die. So very low. Kind words, and Jing still somehow alive on the backline. Meanwhile, Kovacs on the flank finding a big shutdown onto Cyndaquil. Those are two massive kills going over to Gomi right as this Dragon is spawning.
Yeah, this Darius is so strong in the 1v1. If he's able to be peeled off of the Ahri and the Kai'Sa, you know, it's really good for Anime Avengers, because then they're just able to win the team fight if he's not able to get on their carries. But he's basically just able to walk up to Ahri there and just basically burst her down. So, and he is level 16 and level 17 now, actually, so he just gets the free ulti reset if it ends up killing the target. So yeah, he pretty much has his ulti up constantly now. So this Darius is very scary in the side lane. So I don't really know who Anime Avengers can really put to try to counter this Darius. He's 14-5. He's got the most gold in the game, or about the most gold in the game. He's pretty much tied with Ahri, and he got both those huge shutdowns on that Ahri. She did have another shutdown there. So this Darius is very, very scary.
I think Unstoppable MVP is the only one who can safely side lane against Kovacs, and maybe only if Kovacs doesn't have Flash. And that's a problem, right? Because Unstoppable is really the only strong member of Anime Avengers. If he's not in the team fight, if he's relegated to a side lane, then Anime Avengers are likely losing whatever fight is happening elsewhere on the map. They're losing the Siege mid lane. They're losing the Baron. They're losing the Dragon, because they need Unstoppable MVP there to fight. But like you said, Kovacs, he is just a monster right now on this Darius. 14-5. He's got a Triforce, Sterix Gauge, and a Spirit Visage. He is hard to kill, and he does a ton of damage. And on top of that, I'm sure he's got Nimbus Cloak. I can check and see. Let's take a peek really quick. Looks like he doesn't actually have Nimbus Cloak, so I'm wrong about that one, but he's still got the Flash available, right? His Flash is up, which means that basically no one is safe. Flash on Darius is it's everything. It's a massive cooldown to have available. And now looking towards the top side of the map as this Baron is spawning, Broken Stoner looking for an engage. He's going forward with the Stormbringer, but he is 1 versus 3 for way too long. Silver Bolt damage not to be underestimated. He's going to go down. Jing finding another one. Double kill on a Cynical. Soar Raven in the backline. He used the Soul Stopper, and he is being stopped. Gomi on a rampage here. 3 for nothing. Reggie and Unstoppable MVP on the other side of the map. I'm honestly floored as to why they would go for that.
Yeah, you don't have Unstoppable MVP there, and Kai'Sa does scale well, but she's not ahead at all, and she's actually behind, so really doesn't do a lot of damage. And you have your huge damage carry, as we are gonna get the Galio called out here. So that's a good pick by Unstoppable. At least get something back.
Is it a pick, though? Who's picking who? Comfy Dog may have died, but no more Spirit Rush means Unstoppable is next, and Reggie to follow. That was actually a 400 IQ 3D chess bait. 3D chess? 4D chess. 4D chess baits from Comfy Dogs to secure his team, the Baron. That's an ace. That is a delayed ace. Actually, I don't even know if it was delayed. It just was an ace. It was an ace for Gomi as Baron was spawning. This is potentially going to enable Gomi to make that end of the game push.
Yeah, and that fight top lane earlier, even though Darius was there, but even if Darius wasn't there, you just saw how much damage Jing was able to put down without Unstoppable MVP jumping on top of him. So if you do have, in the future, if we do have, the Ahri laning against the Darius, like, how are they going to stop Vayne in the 4v4 team fight? They really don't have an option to, unless Unstoppable's there. But if you bring Unstoppable to the team fight, then no one's going to be able to stop the Darius in the side lane, and you're just going to push to the end. So Anime Avengers in a little bit of a pickle here because you now have this extremely fed split pushing Darius, and this extremely fed Vayne. So yeah,
And the
they
late game
definitely need to look.
Rost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
just
late game Rost too. Like kind words are so
with the
hard to
death
kill.
stance. Yeah, it's
Death
just
stance completed. Mercurial Scimitar picked up too, by the way, for Jing Ching. He's got the QSS now.
and you also have Rex Glory on this Darius, and he didn't even need a flash in that last team fight. So he's basically just gonna be able to run people down as he's even picking up more armor here. Like he already does enough damage to basically 1v1 anyone else in the game. So there's really no need for him to do any more damage. But just him getting tanked is just going to be very difficult for Anime Avengers to deal with. So I don't really know how they attempt to stop this push, especially with the.
I do want to quickly point out how heavily Jing Chang and Kovacs have been funneled gold. Look at Comfy Dog, a level down on his AD carry and such little CS now. Eyes towards the boss side of the map. Sora Riven in trouble again. No flash. Haymaker not going to do anything. Kovacs doesn't manage to get the reset, so that's something. But still, Humble Trespass going to mean a killing spree for Kind Words only. One of the main front lines for Enemy Avengers dead. It means that Broken Stoner's looking to force a fight mid lane. QSS for Jing Jing, keeping him alive and out of trouble. Silverbolt's doing a lot of damage to Broken Stoner. You cannot frontline against percent max health true damage. I don't care how tanky you think you are. And now, Gomi Clash Gang looking poised to break open the base of Anime Avengers. A nice charm onto Kymern's only. This might be the pick that Anime Avengers need, but he is so tanky. He's so hard to kill in the tidal wave from preference to peel to buy him time. Gomi Clash Gang. They don't lose anybody, but they are forced to peel off of Anime Avengers base. But you know what? That does mean that they are still going to pick up their third Infernal Dragon of the game. No matter what, Gomi, they do come out on top of that exchange.
Yeah, and even though Darius didn't get the ult reset, his ult's already up. It's on a 48-second cooldown with the extra CDR that he gets from his Triforce. So, even if he doesn't get the ult reset, it's pretty much up right away if he's able to just back and come back into a fight. So, not even a huge window to be able to punish that sort of thing. So definitely need Anime Avengers need to look for picks and try to catch them out. So they almost called out the Darius there, but weren't quite able to do so. But if they're able to get a pick like that and able to potentially either kill Darius or Jin Chang, they have a good chance to win these team fights, because Darius, when he's not with the team, or when he is with the team in the team fight scenario, it's a lot harder for him to actually get those ulti resets. So they definitely need to look to try to pick off Jin Chang early, as it looks like
oh no,
DC.
I got a DC from Jing Chang right now. It looks like he's resetting his router. His internet went down. Oh my god, we're so close. This is a 35-minute game. Okay. Oh, never mind. He isn't resetting router. Ready? Looks like they're ready. The pause is okay. Looks like the pause is actually gonna about to end. I think we're fine. I think we're good.
Yeah, let's hope that this is a short pause, as we're probably getting close to the end of the game here. Almost a 7K gold lead for Gomi Clash Gang, so should be able to close this out soon, as they're kind of waiting on Baron. Baron should be up in a couple minutes. Dragon Soul's also coming up in a few minutes, as we're just waiting for this pause to go. I wonder if maybe Jin Chang is also near me, as I can hear the thunder and lightning above my head. It is still raining very hard here. Hopefully, no power outages there. So hopefully this pause gets done soon, and we'll be able to see how Gomi Clash Gang decide to try to end this game, because all the cards are in their hands right now.
You want to know what the weather's like in Wisconsin right now? Clear skies and 67. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous right now. Oh my god, I could go for a hike on a trail or something after this if I wanted to. Probably not going to, but I could. All right. Looks like the pause has ended. We've got a resume coming through, which is fantastic news, because, like you said, we are probably close to the end of this game, right? 35 minutes in. I said earlier that those dragons that were going over, the third, the fourth dragons, because we were so far from a Dragon Soul, we're not likely to end up being impactful, but we are a lot closer to a Dragon Soul now, right? Gomi just picked up their third dragon, second Infernal Dragon, so one more, and Gomi are going to have an Infernal Soul of their own. And you know what? If a late game Vayne and a late game Kayn aren't enough to seal the deal on this game, it's definitely, I would say it's almost a certified guarantee that an Infernal Soul is going to seal the deal. We'll see what ends up happening, though. Obviously, anything is possible, and Anime Avengers have been hanging on, honestly, much better than I thought they would. this late on into the game. I think maybe there's some questionable macro coming out from Gomi Clash Gang, but overall, I think Anime Avengers have been playing it better than expected. Now Kind Words only, though, looking for a fight. Again, I don't know why Gomi are looking for this. It's a 2 versus 4. It's going to be a 3 versus 4. This teleport is coming through from Comfy Dog, but still, is this a fight that you want on the front line? 5 hemorrhage stacks for Kovacs. He finds like 1 kill. He's healing so much from the Conqueror. Now Reggie running for his life, but he is not immune to the Dunk Master. The Dunk train is rolling, leaving the station. And guess what, Anime Avengers? You don't have a ticket. Or actually, maybe they do have a ticket. They have too many tickets. They don't want tickets, but they got them anyway. Maybe they don't got tickets, but they're tied to the tracks, about to get run over by the Dunk train. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but you know what? I don't care. Gomi Clash Gang basically just want a 2 versus 4 with Kind Words only and Kovacs. These guys just heal so much through all this Grievous Wounds. They're not done yet. Diving Broken Stoner under the top lane inhibitor turret. Unstoppable. He's full build. He's not getting any stronger. He's falling off so hard, not able to damage these tanks. The one saving grace right now is in the side lane. Sora Riven has been doing a lot to punish Gomi Clash Gang by taking their base, but now he is more than likely to die to Kovacs in this side lane. Showstopper trying to do some damage. He's still got the Haymaker. He might actually have the damage to find this 1 versus 1. Kovacs, can he dodge out of it? He's got the dunk. He's got the kill. The execution going over Kovacs' legendary on the top side of the fight. Kind Words only. He's fighting for so long. He's still alive. Reaping Slash for a double kill. Reggie is the only one still standing. A triple kill now for Rost. We talked about how broken this pick is late game. He just finished his Spirit Visage. The healing is unreal. That is a 5-man ace. 10 seconds on Broken Stoner, but 30 on everyone else. Timmy, this has got to be the end of the game.
Yeah, look to them for them to push to the end of the game. Darius unfortunately does not have TP, but Jin Chang should be able to make it pretty soon. And mid lane is pushing. We'll see if they decide to get this inhib, as the Void Bear really can't do much. And yeah, just like you and
they're
that
backing off. They're backing off. 20-second death time.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed backing off.
And the game, it's just a volley bear. You have Jinxing there. They definitely could have ended, but you know what? I respect the playing safe. I respect the playing safe. They're gonna go ahead and go back for the Baron. Gonna make sure that they leave no stone unturned. Leave no stone unturned. That's the phrase I was looking for. They're gonna leave no stone unturned. They're gonna take this Baron. They're gonna do this game. They're gonna finish this game properly. Execute correctly. And now Baron is melting, about to go down here. Gomi Clash Gang picking up, I think, the 3rd Baron of the game, and still it keeps ticking. And you know what? I don't think we're even done yet, Timmy, because I think they're gonna go fight over this Infernal Dragon when it spawns.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be more fighting. If we know anything to be certain from this game, it's that every time we think there's not gonna be any more fighting and the game's gonna be over, no, we're gonna see more fighting. So yeah, we'll look for them to see. We'll look for them to fight over this Infernal Soul, if I could speak correctly. It seems like both of us are getting fumbled over our words a little bit here, as this is spawning here. So we'll see if Unstoppable does get spotted.
Asterisk got popped. That could actually end up being pretty important. We'll see. That's an 1800 HP shield that Kovacs is not going to have now for this next fight. Could end up mattering. Jing Cheng still mid lane too for this fight if it were to break out. Kovacs missing the apprehend. Not a fantastic start to the fight if you're Gomi, but Kind Words doesn't carry on the Dragon. Showstopper over the wall. Sora Riven, do you want to make that a 1 versus 1? I don't think you do. Haymaker gonna go wide. 5 hemorrhage stacks. There's no guillotine needed. That's just a free kill. Meanwhile, the rest of the Anime Avengers forced to run away. A nice Hero's Entrance. Shutdown kill onto Kind Words is going to go over to Cynical, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team is routed, running away. Unstoppable, forced to use the Spirit Rush, but he is only buying time for the inevitable, trying to maybe trade a kill back onto Kovacs, but it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Gomi are going to win this game, but first they are going to win this fight. Find a 4-for-1, take that Infernal Dragon. Surely now they are going to run it down, and then surely there's no way, right? No way.
Well, but Kaisa's still up. You know, what if Kaisa 1v5s and ends up winning the game for Anime Avengers? No, they definitely should be able to end here. If they have 15 seconds on the set, they have 20 seconds on the Volbear. At least they'll be able to get this bot inhib. I think. I don't really think Kaisa can do much to stop them. They can also just move up and get the mid inhib, and then you're gonna have TP coming up on the Darius here, and the TP is up on the Galio, so there's not much they can do to stop this push, especially with the Baron buff. So you just basically 5-man force it down mid, get that inhib, and just end the game. I think if you're going
they're backing off. There's 20-second death timer still at Unstoppable. Comfy Dog teleport and end the game. Ah! It's still going. We're 40 minutes in. It's still going. Infernal Soul. Infernal Soul. Is it going to be enough? Or are we going to wait 5 more minutes for another Baron and an Elder Dragon? Are we really going to have to wait for the 45-minute Elder Dragon to end the game? Bot lane inhibitor broken open. Mid lane surprisingly still standing. One Nexus turret standing between Gomi Clash Gang and finally ending this game, but they just do not feel confident enough yet to push for that end.
Yeah, Kane farming his Scruggs there. I guess they're going to give the red buff to Vayne here, and then honestly they should just 5-man push mid, just try to catch out the Ahri. If they kill Ahri, they basically win the game. There's pretty much no chance that Anime Avengers can do anything, and we get Galio back in here instead. So we'll see what Gomi Clash Gang's plan is here, but I think 5-man pushing mid is probably the best call.
I would agree with that, but you know what? We don't always get what we want, unfortunately. Gomi have run out of their Baron buff, so they might feel a little bit less inclined to just A-ram it down mid lane. And A-ram it down mid lane. We'll see, though. Comfy Dog is about to arrive. All ultimates and all summoner spells available for Gomi Clash Gang. Nearly all summoner spells available for Anime Avengers as well. Flashes on all key carries. The next fight, everyone's got everything. They're gonna throw it into the wall, see what sticks, see what doesn't, and likely Gomi are gonna end the game. They have the late game comp. Can they do it? Pressuring down mid lane inhibitor now. Mid lane and top lane. The waves are beginning to crash. One Nexus turret standing between Gomi and ending the game. Sora Riven, unstoppable. Cyndaquil, Reggie. Can they do it? Can they find the fight that they need? Mid lane wave crashing. Supers are going to start coming in. Gomi, they're waiting for the top lane inhibitor to respawn. They're going to go ahead and burn that down just as quickly as it has returned to the rift. Now we might look for a little bit of an engage as the wave crashes, or maybe we're going to wait for those super minions to get their little butts down into this lane. I really think that Gomi are probably strong enough to force, especially with the super minions. A flash taunt from Comfy Dog could be all it ends up taking to seal the deal here, but there is pretty good wave clear coming through from Anime Avengers. True damage on Unstoppable is hard to push into. Timmy, they do not have the guts to push. I think we're waiting for a Baron and maybe an Elder Dragon.
Yeah, they're going to get the double supers here too. I think, honestly, you just say screw it and just go in and hope for the best. I think if you're going Clash King, you know, Vayne has GA, so it's not even like if she does get picked off, she's going to just die and she's going to be useless. Like, earlier in the game when she did end up getting picked off earlier, it really, you know, kind of messed their team up where they just ended up losing the team fights. But now, even if she gets picked off early, she just respawns, and if they can just force a fight and potentially kill Unstoppable, that just gives them a reason to go in. So honestly, like, maybe Jin Chen getting hit by a Death Sentence here is basically what Gomi Clash Gang needs to just go in and end this game.
Well, you know, what they really should do is try to coordinate these waves to crash at the same time, because they keep letting Anime Avengers crash these waves one at a time. But, you know, Baron is now spawning, so it might be wise for Gomi to back off, but instead they are looking for the fight. Flash forced out of Kovacs. Here comes Zero's entrance. Cyndaquil got a flash out of that one, still alive in the backline. Sora even looking for the big showstopper, but an even bigger Dunk Master is about to take him to the grave. And now it's Broken Stoner's turn. Ching Ching on a rampage, untouched in the backline. Not untouched, but still alive. That is finally going to be the end of the game for Gomi. The Nexus is being destroyed. Timmy, we have our series victors.
Yeah, probably should have ended about 5 minutes sooner than this, maybe even 10 minutes sooner. With how ahead Gomi Clash King was. Finally did get the end of the game there. I think maybe Anime Avengers were a little hoping the game was going to end a little quick too, just kind of winning on the Darius. Not quite able to kill him, but you know, really good game by him. He was really able to help bridge the gap with this Vayne. You know, getting so far ahead, just getting all that pressure when he is split pushing, just the ability to also get this Vayne really far ahead. And yeah, really good game for the rubber match for Gomi Clash King, and they end up taking the series 2-1.
I'm almost speechless after that. That was pretty crazy. You know, I think there was some questionable macro from both teams, especially Gomi. I think we're a little bit too hesitant to end that game, but you know what? A win's a win. That is a win in the books for Gomi. Gomi remaining undefeated in the Freljord group, one of the only teams to be so now. I think there's just one other team now. I can maybe look to verify that. I believe Holy Divers are also still undefeated, and that is it. So, Gomi not looking too bad, but if I'm being honest, not looking too great either. I think that game probably should have ended a little bit sooner. But you know what? A win's a win. Gomi, maybe they have what it takes. Maybe they have what it takes to come out on top of the Freljord division and end up fighting for that relegation spot in Piltover.
Yeah, we'll have to see as we get deeper into the season. But good series win by Gomi Clash Gang after coming back after that really hard game 2 loss with the funnel not quite working out, and that maybe that game did take a little longer, but it did look clean pretty much most of the way, even though it did take them a little long to end. But they were ahead pretty much for the last 30 minutes of that game. So great job by them, and good job closing out the series.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My voice kind of hurts. That was a pretty long series. I'm going to wrap it up here. I do want to thank everybody who's been watching, all the viewers. Thank you so much. It means the world to us that you come out and you watch us and you care about what we do, and you comment, you chat, you talk about the games, you play in the games. If you're a player, thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you. Everybody who's watching involved, we appreciate the heck out of all you. It really does mean so much that you're here to support us. So I want to reach out to you and say that. I know Timmy feels that way too, but it really is great. We have a pretty cool thing going on, and if we can keep it going, that'd be awesome. I do want to reference the next game that we're going to be streaming before we go offline, because we're gonna start trying to make sure that we tell you when our next stream is going to be, because we're getting better about scheduling our streams more than 10 minutes in advance. So I think, what was the time again? The voice in my head. 9:30 Eastern, Holy Divers versus Ominous. That is going to be the match that we are being seen played tomorrow. That is going to be in the Piltover group. So stay tuned for that. Should be a good match. Both of those teams are looking pretty strong. Both those teams actually currently undefeated in Piltover as well. So should be a lot of fun. Stick around for that. Timmy, you got any final words before we throw it to the end of the night here?
No, not much else to say. Just a really good series. I'm glad we at least got a very interesting and fun game 3. The other 2 games were kind of stompy, and at least game 3 had a little bit of action going both ways before it game ended one way or the other. So yeah, really good series, and thanks everyone for.
All right, I'll wrap it up with that. Well said, Timmy. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much to everyone for coming out. We really appreciate you. Stick around for the series at 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. 9:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Stick around for that. It'll be a great time. I'll be hanging out with the chat. I think that'll be Jarl, Carl, and Axeman casting that with y'all. I could be wrong about that one, but I think so. So it should be fun. Should be a fun time. So thank you so much for coming out. Have a fantastic evening. I'm Baymax, signing off.